What a beautiful group of people you are. You are good. I wish I looked like you.
Started out alive, man, that was the play. Streaming
Peace
every
and
night,
love,
building
peace
up the
and
sway.
love.
But as the sight faded, I had to find my way. Now I'm hopping platforms, surfing through the fray. Got my crew behind me, yeah, we call them givers. Chillin' IRL, catching all the rivers. Farkle in the chat, bringing loss to the grind. Talking crypto games while we sippin' Jack Fine. Gives a minute, yeah, we take
I don't care.
Living in the moment, the life's a subtle rhyme. From the land down under, streaming through the night. Got my heart New Zealand vibes, surfing waves day to
Fuck
night.
you will.
Always looking for the next thrill, that's where I ignite. Community so solid, always shining bright. Rolling, rolling deep and cruising for the height. From the struggle to the stream, it's all just a game. But with the giver found, we're making our name. Jack and crypto profits, life just gets sweeter. Every view and every stream, making life a keeper. Gives a minute, yeah, we take our time. Living in the moment, life's a subtle rhyme. From the land down under, streaming through the night.
Go out and buy a Dell computer.
Got my heart on my sleeve, everything feels right. So here's to the journey, no regrets in sight. Each laugh and each tear, it's a beautiful fight. Keep the wave rolling, let the good vibes flow. We're the givers, together in the show. Gives a minute, yeah, we take our time. Living in the moment.
What it do, everybody?
From the land down under, streaming through the night. Got my heart on my sleeve, everything feels right. Flip the script, it's how we play a game. From start to next time, chasing fame. With the year behind me, changing scenes. So through the internet, living out the dream. Got my acoustic strum, cured and chill for cracking jokes. We're stuck the thrill. In the land of Kiwis, we ride the waves. Our streams phone, no better days. Gives a minute, yeah, we take our time. Living in the moment, the life's a subtle rhyme.
Hello, the internet. It is Sunday, the 16th of August, 2026, and welcome back to the channel. Okay, that didn't want to work. Press the button. This is what's meant to happen. Why didn't that work? Guess I didn't press the button hard enough. Actually, that's one thing. These stream decks with they're not the scissor buttons. They're the old school ones. I don't like these ones. Anyway, welcome to the stream. On fire, Jim. Jim's alive. Jim's here. Holy shit. By the way, I'm using my chat and I've put it on screen. It's populating. It's staying there permanently. I think, by the way, in the intro, when you were not hearing the alerts, that was that was completely my fault. Now, before, it's hard to explain, but all of my audio goes through the Rodecaster Pro 2. And on the opening scene, the intro and then the stream starts soon and then the intro, both of those scenes did not have an open mic channel going in. So everything goes into the Rodecaster and I could see it all on the levels, but that wasn't going back into OBS. And I was like, that's why no one's hearing anything. So here we are. Yeah, I'm psyched. I'm psyched. And by the way, I've changed the font slightly larger. It should look better on this page as well. It looks great. Thank you, Jim. Thank you. I'm pulling in from all the platforms currently. Well, not all of them. I've still got to work on like Odyssey and Rumble, or Rumble comes through Beam, but there are a few funky ones. This one right here, arena.social. This one. I'm pulling in from that one. That one's kind of cool. Every now and then we get a viewer over there, and it's not until the end of my stream that I go and look at that chat and people have asked me comments or asked me questions. And so now I have that platform coming in and I can address those comments as they come. There's a little bit of latency on that platform, but it doesn't matter. But yeah, everything's in order. I've got the chat staying on the screen, and I guess the next thing that I'm going to do is give it to you guys in the sense, don't get too excited. I'm going to give it to you in the sense that you'll be able to have you'll be able to have the chat pulled up, and so then you'll get all of the chats in the one window as well. Now, you won't be able to chat from there, so you'll still have to open up the platform of choice. In this case, I'd encourage it to be Valora. You chat on Valora, and you get access to all of the cool stuff, and that all comes through my pipeline. Still working on a few little tweaks with the first and second place to the stream, but I've got the confetti and the balloons and all that cool stuff.
What a beautiful group of people you are. You are good. I wish I looked like you.
And we've got what the fuck is latency here, Dale? Yeah, we don't know what that word means on Valoran skins. I've got some new alerts in the chat.
Oh, you're right.
There's one. Timmy Rogers from UMI.
Come the fuck on now.
That's Dougski in the house. How you doing, Doug? And that there is Corey. Come the fuck on now. I got 3 Corey ones, and I thought Corey should have his avatar pop up, so I did that as well. By the way, if you guys generate, or if you guys trigger an alert and you think that it should have an on-screen pop-up of sorts, tell me, because I can easily add those in on a one-by-one basis. It's no drama. I've turned off most of them because
that has always made sense to me.
Exactly. It made sense. It made sense to me to turn them off unless you think it needs to be there. Like that one from before. Oh, you're right. From Tim Rogers. Don't need to see his hideous head. But the ones from Corey, we definitely need to see his beautiful avatar. Yeah, there's a Nemo TV coming through. I think this is all on fire. 530 on fire. Oh, was that an emote? Was that an emote?
Use the hole, bridge the hole, or fill the hole.
Nice one. Corey, I'm not staying up late tonight, but I was told that they were already on your channel. Yeah, they're already there. Yeah. Okay, so those emotes aren't working. Corey, custom emotes. Can I get some info on the custom emotes? Why are they not working? You know, whenever something doesn't work, I get really angsty because I thought I did. So wait a sec, that's not a custom emote, that's a raid. My custom emotes. Where are my custom emotes? Hold on a second. Well, here's mine. Mine work, right? Yeah, mine work, but not others. Others don't work. Okay, so I'll work on that. Corey can send me the infos and I'll plug it into my Copilot. Not Copilot. I'm using Claude Code, man, and it's awesome. I've got nothing but good things to say about Claude Code. But these are the things that I love about Valora. Check this out. If you want to gather my attention, take a look at this. You'd think the word penis would get my attention, right? But it doesn't normally. But if you put it in a glow sunset, I see that word penis, big and bold. Don't you? Look how beautiful that looks. The sunset looks lovely. My first Hey Dale didn't show up. It did not. Interesting. Was that an alert or was that just a trigger, a text? Jim, I watched your VOD from last night. Love the combo. Dude, that was a great conversation. Yeah. I think that we really hit some important points. Given the Global Live Streaming Alliance is meant to help streamers. Now, look, Corey, this might sound harsh. Just brace yourself for a second. The Global Live Streaming Alliance is, from what I can see from the press release, it's meant to help streamers. It's very unfortunate that the way this has all been rolled out and the merger of Beam and Pilled at the same time has really thrown a spanner, I was going to say a stick in the works, thrown a spanner in the works for the platforms, because that should be the solid stuff, that the platforms should be united together and then the streamers can benefit. And the viewers, the audience and the creator can benefit from the alliance. But when the alliance comes out the way it did, it's a real shame because now they're really pushing a wedge between the platforms and the creators. And you will probably, well, we don't know how this will roll, but what I figure will happen, it'll get even nastier, and there will be a definitive line in the sand where people are like, I don't want anything to do with that platform because of that, and I don't want anything to do with this platform because of this, and therefore I'm only looking at that. And all of a sudden,
I'm not bending spoons, jackass.
we're not bending spoons. That's a great one. I'm not bending spoons, jackass. Alex. Mr. Alex Jones, folks. I was going to grab that Turning the Frogs Gay, but I think that one's been played out. I think we're not bending spoons, jackass.
I said you take all the time you want.
You take all the time you want. So you like a good sunset penis? I don't know much about penises except that I've got one and I'm pretty happy with it. The rollout was handled like shit. Yeah.
Go out and buy a Dell computer.
Don't do that either. Do not buy a Dell. I highly discourage you to go out and buy a Dell. Buy a Dell. Adele could be a woman's name. It actually is. It's a.
They have nothing. They have nothing going other than they have big mouths.
And the trumpet there as well. Yeah. They have nothing. They have nothing going on, but they have big mouths. So that's my take on it. And I feel like if I could rant and rave a little more, it disappoints me that Beam has done this because at one point, not that long ago, in fact, very soon, very close. What's the word? Yeah, just not long ago, right? Like quite recently was what I was going for. Before the announcement of the merger and before the announcement of the alliance, it was fine to be in favor of either platforms: Beam, Pilled, Valora, Nemo, fucking full of bots, Nemo.tv, Vaughn Live, Blaze, Rumble. You could pick your platform, and it was like, okay, you do that, cool, no worries. But now there seems like there is definitely, like, what's the phrase? Shots have been fired. That's what's happened. What's meant to bring creators together and benefit, it's actually doing the opposite. So shots have been fired, and I don't think it's great. Adele is a woman's name. Yeah.
She's hot.
She's hot. Maybe rent an option. Yeah, right. By the way, I'm looking at my chat there, and I think the text is too big. I mean, I'm an old bastard, but my text is big on the screen there. Actually, it's probably better because there's no way I can miss it. I often get accused of, you missed my chat, man. It's right there in 28 pixels. It's huge. I cannot not see that. She's hot. Yeah. So that's where we're at. But today on the stream, no, the text looks great. No, I meant my chat. It's a little bigger up there, but on screen, yeah, I agree. It looks fine. Looks great. By the way, we're not getting. What's going on with my Stream Deck? Corey, also for folks who don't know it, basically Markdown works in our chat. Other adaptations coming soon. Italic and bold. That's cool, man. What's the text size look like on a tablet? Well, you'll be able to find out very, very soon because I'm going to give you the URL. And so you can just pop that URL out. And if you do it on a tablet, you'll also get the option to enable text-to-speech if you want. If you open the same tab up on a browser, it won't give you that option. I don't think. It should. No, it won't. If you open it up on a browser, you won't get text-to-speech, but you open it up on an iOS device or an iPad device, maybe an Android, I don't know about Android, but you will get the option to enable text-to-speech, which I don't know why you'd want that because I don't like it, but I need it for when I'm driving. So when we're on this road trip and we're live streaming, I need text-to-speech on in my ears because I'm not allowed to look at a VDU, a visual display unit, not allowed to look at anything, but you can have it in your ears. So I've got that. So when I open it up on my phone or my iPad, enable text-to-speech, choose one of three voices, Daniel, Samantha, and Corey. It's not actually Corey. I can't remember the third person. Hit the text-to-speech, and all of a sudden, every chat message, not just Valora, everything that comes through the chat pipeline is read out, including Valora stream alerts.
This is sick.
This is sick. And this is what I've been faffing around with for so long, and I'm so stoked it's finally working. The only thing I don't like, and this is just a personal little nitpick, I do not like the pink. I don't like this pink. I liked it before when it was like a beautiful, like bloody maroony. I don't like the pink. I think the pink looks lame. And so I'm probably going to change it. I mean, hey, if you want my voice in your ear all the time, we can arrange that. Yeah. And by the way, another thing that's rad in the Valora chat is Gigantify. Gigantify, make your message larger. Check this out. Make it larger, and you can do that with emotes as well. You can make your emotes stand out by gigantifying them. Watch this. Here comes an emote. I'll do a stationary one. I'll do Dale's one, the yin yang. Little blurb, little pulsating there. Careful what you ask for, Corey. Trust me, dude. Corey, if I ever watch any of your content and you say something crazy, you know it's getting clipped and it's coming out as an alert. Like, I feel like I have a folder now called Corey, and anything that comes out of your mouth and it's on a live feed, it's going in there. The fuck you will. That's pretty funny. But that is all my lady and I do. I'm not going to go there. I'm gonna politely reverse myself out of that one. I'm not sure what that was about.
Is it our birthday?
No, it's not. It's not our birthday. It's coming. Birthdays are coming. There are some birthdays. All the good birthdays are in August, let me tell you. Dusky, the pink might look good in the outdoors. That's actually true. You know what? I'll leave it pink for the IRL streams, the next road trip, and then we'll make a decision. Corey, we say things that are just either shouldn't be said or make people stop for a second. Yeah, cool. I see what you're saying, yeah. Yay-hole. Oh, that's another, so we've really got to get custom emotes. Corey, stop watching this stream and either one, go to bed, or number two, even better, respond to my DM and tell me how to get custom emotes in. I want them next time. I'll give it to Claude and we'll be able to like, yeah, that's easy. So yeah, the drone arrived and I figured, dude, this thing's so sick. Like I had a look at it last night, just very, 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 very briefly. This thing, I cannot believe how small this is. Like, to be fair, it actually feels, I know it's not, but it kind of feels cheap. That's it. And it, like, I don't know how to say this without sort of poo-pooing it, but it feels like lousy. Like the plastic feels, I'm coming from a P4, a Phantom 4, and that was like more kind of robust, I guess. Like, yeah, Woz, how you doing, Woz? Did I say, yeah, you claimed the second place, yeah. It's so light. Yeah, and the thing, what I want to say in addition to that is, this is reality. This is 10 years after I bought the P4. So at the time,
This is sick.
You could buy these kind of cheap looking drones and they were cheap and they were nasty and they were rubbish. But what we have now, 10 years after 10 years ago, we have DJI making cheap, and this wasn't cheap either. This was $1,800, but cheaper looking and cheaper appearing drones, but they are still like super high. Like the quality is like this. The quality from this is going to be higher. The bit rate will be higher than the P4. I haven't fact checked that, but I'm just going to go on the odds of it 10 years later, right? So while this does,
We're going to have a little fun.
We're going to have a little fun.
Have nothing else to do, so let's have a little fun, right?
While this does have the feeling of it being sort of too light and too cheap, I know it's not, but it just feels that way.
I just farted.
You better get that checked out, because after a fart comes a poop, and then you know you're healthy. So before we get into the, like, I've got these videos lined up because I want to learn how to work this thing. Just to set the scene here, I'm not going to turn it on and fly it in the room. That's not going to happen. We are going to turn it on, and I want to look at the controls and stuff, but we are not launching. You know what happened when I first got my P4?
Grab it and cherish it.
I grabbed it and cherished it, and I took it and I flew it in the room to see how it would work. And, it hit a wall straight away. So, yo, H-Man, how you doing?
It was so simple.
It was so simple. Leaps and bounds. It's the size of a Coke bottle. Dude, this is, Hendrik, I'm glad you're here because I packed up the Phantom 4 for you. Good luck with that behemoth. This is the size of a Phantom 4 battery, almost. Corey, trust me, after the cable management, I'm about to shut everything off and lay down. And with the drone, it's going to be good because it's the real deal DJI. But yeah, nicer build. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, I just felt like I don't know. I can't believe this is like, I don't know. I just can't believe that this is what it is. Like, it just doesn't feel like this is it. Like, but I know it is, right? Like, I don't know what I'm saying. Like, I'm kind of stuck for words. I'm excited by it. Yeah. And I will be able to fly this like way easier than it was to get out, to even just get the P4 out of the bag and put on the rotors and stuff and get it all working. This is just like, turn the thing on. Yo, on Blaze, there's a Blaze chat. Pepperonicity. Hey, how you doing, man? Blaze, have a nice stream. Thank you, man. That is the first time we've got a Blaze chat coming through. Not a arena.social, but Blaze as well. Blaze is a platform based on crypto, which is why I'm there. And yeah, I'm thrilled when someone comes in. Emotes aren't working on Blaze either. I'm working on that. Do all the updates. I did all that did all that before. Yo, Hendrik, how's the program? Takes a second. Trumpet, it's really cool, Dale. Extended 8 weeks. Hendrik is still up in rehab there in Brisbane. Hopefully by 8 weeks. No, that'll be good. No, it won't. I'm going to have to leave the drone somewhere. Can I get it for you, Hendrik? I'm going to show you. By the way, why is my GoPro's not working? Hold on a second. I want to see if this GoPro is going to work. Did the GoPros work in the opening scene? I don't think they did they? I don't know why they're not working. Let's compare sizes. Yeah. Hendrik's going to win this competition. I don't know why my GoPros aren't working. I don't care. I'll just trigger it automatically. I'm going to get this out of the behind here for H-Man. And here it is. This is what you're getting, dude. Just remember, you did ask for this. So there can be no complaints when you get this and realize just how fucking big this shit is. Like, for real. This is a giant piece of tech. So you're getting the box. Unsurprisingly, the box comes with it because I don't want it. And all that. Like, seriously, dude. I don't know. I mean, you're getting it for free, so don't complain. But I mean, I'd still complain. I'd still find a reason to complain if someone gave this to me for free. I'd be like, really? That's it? All that? And it's heavy too. Like, I've got to use all that. That's all the crap I got to do. So feel free to complain, but just know that you're wrong. You got all the paperwork in here and like, I don't know. It packages up well. I mean, it does package up well. You know what packages up? You know what packages up even weller? This guy. Check this out. Close the back. Close the bottom. I know what I'd rather have. Put the gimbal on. Still haven't worked out exactly the best method for that. I guess that's it. That's it. That packages up a lot better. I know what I'd rather have. This thing or this thing. And like I said earlier, the quality from this surpasses this thing. But it's yours, Hendrik. It's yours. The only condition is you have to create content with it. And we need to, you can't just say, oh, I did, man. I went out and did some cool stuff. No. You need to create content and you need to stream it and you need to do it. You don't need to stream it live, but you need to bring it back and we need to see something. Maybe we need to set you a little project and it's got to be live streamed after the fact on Valora. Yeah? It's going to be called the H-Man's drone stream or something. And if you don't do it, I'm coming back up there and I'm taking it off you. How about that? I'll come back up to Brisbane specifically. No, I won't. Yes, I will. And I'll take it off you. No, I won't. I'll threaten it, but I won't do it. Yes, I will. No, I won't. I won't do that. I'm being silly. Of course I will not. It's a deal. Yeah. It's just to encourage you to do something with it. Because to be completely fair, that came with me on a 41-day trip to the Central Australia with Marty, and we used it 3 times. If that. And I know the difference will be, because of how easy this is, I'll use it a hell of a lot more. So I don't want you to get caught in the rut with what I was caught in by not using it because of how...
Boldly go where no one has gone before.
The boldly go. Yeah, the henhouse gets airborne. Yeah. So let's take a slight pause here, a slight pausation. It worked well on the Aussie trip. I didn't use it much though. I mean, I put some content down with it. Did I do it at the Devil's Marbles? I can't remember. I went surfboarding today. That's right, on the Toothpick 2.0. I got a video for it for you. If this Stream Deck's going to work, hold on a second. If it doesn't work, I'll trigger it manually. But here comes today's surfboarding, and I'll be right back. I'm probably going to get a coffee today. I love that near zero. Let's start that again, shall we? Damn, I love the near zero latency on Valora. Hell yeah. It was great with the rock kangaroos. I cannot remember I remember the great time in Flinders Ranges, and there were wallabies. I don't think I shot the drone there though. I was just on the app and this stream was crisp on it. Dude, I appreciate that because I'm very careful to present a clean looking, like a high bit rate, nice and sharp. And I appreciate you saying that. How is the Toothpick 2? Best board yet. Do you know what, man? I'm not there yet with it. I think I've ridden it 4 times now and I'm not there with it yet. And the conditions haven't been great. Oh, one day they were, and I was surfed horribly, but yeah, it'll take a while. It's not that different, but I think I'm still favoring the 1.0. By the way, Toothpick 2.0 has a name. I'm going to call it the whistling toothpick because it does whistle. When you get going on that, it whistles. It's either the fins or it's the shape of the board, but it whistles. It's weird. Anyway, folks, here is today's surfboarding. I'm going to grab myself a coffee. I'll be back and we'll learn about how to fly this freaking thing because I'm not going to do this without learning, right? There's a learning is afoot. I'll see you in a sec.
Well, good morning. This morning I'm back on the Toothpick 2.0, or as I'm liking to call it, the whistling toothpick. It's got that whistle whenever you get going. I'm not sure if it's the fins or if it's the shape of the board. I don't know what it is, but it's definitely got a whistle to it. The way you can tell that I'm on the Toothpick 2, aside from how white it is because it's brand new, it also has Benny Crawford logo in green. So if you ever see the green logo, you know I'm riding the Toothpick 2 or the Whistling Toothpick. And if it's the black logo, it's the Toothpick 1.0. And by the way, there are some little pop-up waves here this morning. It's kind of nice. Having a lot of fun. It's got a fin chop. It's great.
Surf until you fly. Dugsky, that first wave had a perfect start position, which enabled you to get a much longer ride with turns. Dude, I did notice that it's all about the starting position, right? Like you gotta get a good angel on the takeoff, and that enables you to keep moving along the wave. Now the GoPros are working. That's weird. That is gonna be weird. I didn't do anything, man. God bless tech. God bless my haircut from Poopsie, right? She's 11, man. She cut my hair. It's beautiful. Hey, that GoPro didn't come on there. All right. There's something afoot. Jimsky, all those shots are cool. Man, thank you, dude. Yeah, three shots, two GoPros and one two GoPros and one solo shot. Slack track. I see it now. Huge on your chat screen. Yeah. You saw that, right? Yeah. But I kind of like it. Like, I like it. Coffee. Cheers, is. Let's move on. Let's learn about how this drone is to be operated. I got all the batteries charged. 3 batteries. USB-C. Slide out. Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, cool. Let's learn. How about that? I got 3 videos here. The DJI Mini 5 Pro Beginner's Guide. Start here. Okay. You don't have to tell me twice. Tell me again.
G'day folks, Sean here from...
Did he say g'day? Have we got an Aussie here? G'day folks. Air Photography, 500,000 subs. Let's see where this Yahoo's from. I'm Sean. I love filming and capturing the beautiful planet of ours. Doesn't tell me where he is from, Skins. Okay. Okay. Lousy name for a channel, Air Photography.
Air Photography. So this is my beginner's guide for the brand new DJI Mini 5 Pro. When new drones like this get released, I like to create beginner's guides to help those who are brand new get familiarized with the hardware and the basic functionality. Now, this beginner's guide is designed for those who have never flown a drone before. We're going to go over everything you need to know to make sure you have a safe and successful first flight. So with all that said, let's just jump right in and get started. Now, we're going to go over everything that comes in the Fly More kit. There's actually several different packages you can purchase when it comes to the Mini 5 Pro. And it doesn't matter what kit you've purchased, you can still follow along because the basic functionality is going to be identical. Now, you may have just purchased the base kit, which is going to come with the drone.
I got the exact thing he's got here. Everything in there, like these additional props, A's and B's, and then it also came with, I didn't know it would come with this, but it came with ND filters. Not that I'm probably going to use them because, I don't know, whenever I've just changed the shutter speed. If you need to keep it at a certain aperture, I'll just change the shutter speed. Explain the ND filters. So basically it blocks out a certain amount of light coming through into the sensor. So instead of changing the shutter speed or changing the aperture, you can keep it at a certain shutter speed or keep it at a certain aperture and do the same thing with extra glass. It's like sunglasses for your camera. Exactly. Yeah.
One battery and a controller. But if you've purchased
ND stands for neutral density, and it's a different amount of density. You are my density. I am your destiny.
Kit, essentially you're going to get the drone. When you get it, there's going to be one battery already pre-installed in the drone. You're going to get a charging hub that has 2 batteries in it.
Sickness.
So you'll have a total of 3 batteries in the Fly More kit.
Oh, by the way, for those that don't know, when we bought this the other week, I bought the wrong one. And God bless your soul, watched my VOD. That doesn't sound right. Watched the VOD only about an hour after it finished live. And he messaged me and said, dude, you bought the wrong one. And I was like, what? He said, and you bought the wrong one, and you don't need to buy one of these because it comes with the package. And you bought the one with the less flight time. And I was like, fuck, I did. And so I immediately canceled it, or I just sent them a DM and said, I bought the wrong one. Can I change the order? And they're like, yeah, no worries. It's costing an extra $150, but yeah, good on you. Good on you, Woz. Thank you, man. By the way, last week we ordered the griddle. Hasn't arrived yet. That's pretty strange for Amazon, right? I should check into that. That hasn't arrived. We ordered it, and I ordered it when I was a little home brewed. I think I ordered it correctly, but it hasn't arrived. I'll double check that. Easy mistake, yeah. I'm one big hard mistake.
Get a set of ND filters, and I'm not really going to get into what ND filters are for in this video. Essentially, it helps you get a little bit creative. Add some motion blur to.
By the way, I'm just thinking about how rad my chat overlay is. I did what I said I would do, and I've changed it. I've made it so that it stays on screen. So when we're IRL streaming, you just take the key out, persistent, and it disappears every 45 seconds. So this chat is perfect for home. When we're out in the wild, disappears after 45 seconds, slides off to the left. Hell yeah.
Footage, but I might make a separate video about how to utilize them.
Those Nemo bots are such a joke. They are, aren't they?
Some spare props.
Lunar Mist.
You're going to get a charging and data cable. You're going to get a little information package, a quick start guide. Now there's very limited information in this quick start guide. DJI does have a full in-depth user manual that you can download on their website. So definitely a good idea to do that. It has a lot of valuable information in it. And then of course, we're going to get the controller. Now there's 2 types of controllers, which we will talk a little bit about here in a minute. This one here in the Fly More combo is called the RC2. it has a built-in screen.
You actually might use the ND filter if it's going to be super sunny. You know what, man? As I said that, I was thinking, I've got it. It's there. I might as well keep it in the bag, and I might use it. Yeah, fair. I might use it. I might be turned around on ND filters. This dude sounds kind of Canadian. You know, speaking of Canadian, I'm watching the first round of 32 game, Canada versus South Africa. So far, it hasn't really been great. I've only watched the first quarter.
And then, of course, you're going to get a carrying bag that's going to fit everything from the Fly More combo inside. Now, as mentioned, there are going to be two main controllers that you'll be able to purchase with your Mini 5 Pro. You'll have this one here. This is called the RCN3. And with this one here, you have to mount your smartphone.
Glad I got this one with the
antenna pulls out and the phone mounts there.
Glad I got that.
The data cable is tucked away inside there. And you'll be able to connect that to devices that have both lightning.
At this rate, you'll see the final on New Year's. Well, I was thinking about that. I need to get it done before I go away, which is like early September. So how many games? The round of 32 would be 16 games, right? Yeah, 16 teams play once. Then the round of 16 would be 8 games. So I've got – I don't think I've got enough time. Hey. I really don't. Before I go away. Am I going to be like Ryan and what's her face? Talk up at the end? Am I going to be like them and watch football when I'm out in some wild Kakadu area or whatever? I'm just going to set up and watch the game, folks, so you guys can fuck off for 2 hours while I watch the World Cup. And you're like, come on, man. You're out there looking at crocodiles and frogs and now you're going to watch the football game? I'm not going to do that. I won't.
A USB-C port.
You have a flight simulator on the remote? Oh, I'm going to try that.
The more common controller, and the one that I do highly recommend if you do have a choice, is the RCN2. This one has a built-in screen, so it's much more convenient. You don't have to worry about whether your phone is compatible or not. You don't have to worry about downloading apps. Everything is built right into this controller. Alternatively, the Mini 5 Pro is also compatible with the RC Pro 2. This is the controller that was launched with the Mavic 4 Pro. It can also be purchased separately. It is an expensive controller, but it has a nice large 7-inch screen, and it's
Spoiler alert, England won. Oh wait, your sister beat me to that gag. My sister. Bless her. She's been so good lately. She just came to me today and said, I'm making nachos for dinner tonight. How does that sound? I'm like, that sounds great. Last night she made burgers. I'm making nachos. It's great having her here, if I'm being honest. Yeah. The flight sim is great for learning. I'm going to check that out today.
Extremely bright. For some people, this might be a controller that they're interested in. Now, the other thing I want to point out, there's actually 2 different batteries that you can get with your Mini 5 Pro. They have their Plus battery, which focuses more on flight time.
Yep.
It's going to give you a total rated time of 52 minutes.
Holy shit.
Now, the thing to remember is that if you are purchasing the drone and you purchase it with Plus batteries, the drone is going to be over 249 grams. So that is something to keep in mind. For some people, they need a sub 250 gram drone. So in that case, you want to order it with the regular battery. You'll still get a good amount of flight time.
How can you tell if it's the Plus?
For about 36 minutes. But more importantly, that will keep the drone under the 250 gram mark. So let's go ahead here. We're going to take a closer.
He didn't mention that. How can you tell? I mean, I bought the Plus ones, but how can you verify that it is the Plus? I mean, I'm looking at that and I don't see anything that says Plus on there. I mean, there's a lot of text in there, but like, is there anywhere that's going to give me that info? No, sir.
That would be different every day.
I hope it's not different every day, H-Man. I hope it's the same every day.
Look at the equipment. We're going to start with the controller. Again, this is the RC2, the one with the built-in screen.
Swish.
When you get it, you're going to notice that the control sticks are not attached. If we turn the controller over, you can see there's...
Spoiler alert, I spent way too long looking for those sticks because I didn't look at the manual and I didn't look at a video. I was like, where are these little sticks here? Where are they? And I couldn't find them. I actually went back out to the bin thinking I'd thrown them out with the box. And they're on the back like he's showing you. They're stuck up in this little groove at the top here. Such an idiot.
They're stored there in the back. And it's a good idea when you have this packed in a backpack.
They get lost easily?
Bag, make sure you take the sticks off just so you don't damage the gimbals.
Oh.
And they just screw on.
I was going to leave them in there the whole time.
Same stick, so it doesn't matter what side you attach them to.
Wait,
at the top here, we have antennas that fold out.
Oh, I see, yeah.
So it's definitely important to make sure you unfold them while you're flying. And a good rule of thumb is you don't want to point the antennas directly at the drone. You want the flat side of the antenna facing where the drone is flying.
Oh, okay.
And again, when you pack it away, they just fold up out of the way. If we take a look at the front of the controller here, we have some LEDs there at the top. That larger one there signifies the status connection to the drone.
Don't take them out if you're on sand. They vanish. Yeah, wow. Yeah, Woz has one of these too. Yeah. He inspired me to get this one. So I guess, yeah, they do have to come out each time you put it in the bag, right? Otherwise, in the bag, it gets rubbed against the side. So they've got to come out each time? That's a bit lame. Okay, send it back. I'm over it. Just kidding.
And these smaller ones over here are the remaining battery.
You can get a cover if you don't want to pop the joysticks.
In the middle. This one on the very right-hand side is our power button. And we can actually just do a quick press on it, and it'll show us how much power is in the controller. In the middle here is our mode selector.
Mode selector.
We have Cine mode, normal mode, and Sport mode. Cine mode basically slows down all the inputs, the flight speed, the sensitivity of the sticks, the gimbal movement. That allows you to capture slower, more cinematic footage.
Cinematic things.
Normal mode is just kind of like what it sounds like. It's kind of a normal flight mode. And then if you want to fly faster, you can put it over into Sport mode. It's very important though, we're going to talk about obstacle avoidance coming up here in a minute. When you put it into sport mode, the drone's obstacle avoidance is disabled. So you do have to be very careful while flying in sport mode. And then over here...
A cover lets you put it away fast. Dude, I think I might have to get that. Got a link for that, Woz?
Beside that, we have a return to home and a pause button. Pressing and holding it will automatically initiate the drone to return back to where it took off from. But a single press on it will pause the current activity. So if you're using one of the intelligent flight modes or you want to pause the return to home, you can use that button there. At the bottom of the controller, we have a USB-C port for charging. That can also be used to update the controller. And beside that, we have a memory card slot.
Oh.
Now, it is not...
Wait. I put my memory card in the drone itself, didn't I? I did that last night, I think. Yeah, I put my memory card in the drone. There's a memory card for the There's a slot there for one on here as well. Interesting. Amazon DJI RC2 remote cover. Okay, so you don't have a link. It's basically a link. Okay, I'll fine. I'll copy that and look it up later. There's 2 memory slots. Interesting, dude. I do have two SD cards from my GoPro Hero 13s that I could use. It records the stream of the drone. It records the stream off the drone. Okay. So you can crash, you can still get the footage. Ah!
Exactly what that meant.
He knew exactly what that meant. So if you do crash it, you can still get, okay, cool. That's handy.
Absolutely necessary to put a memory card slot into the controller. Essentially, that's going to be if you're going to be doing a lot of screen recordings, screen captures, and different things. For most people, it's really not necessary.
Gotcha.
All the HD footage that you capture on the drone is going to be stored either on the memory card, on the drone, or in its internal memory. If we flip the controller over here, we have a C2.
How much internal memory has the drone got? Not enough, obviously, right? That's why you need to put a stick in there. C1, C2. So C1's on the left-hand side, C2's on the right-hand side. Okay, cool.
And a C1 button. Those perform various tasks, and it can be customized in the settings, which we will get into coming up here.
Feels good in your hands.
If we take a look at the very top of the controller, we have a record button on this side.
Oh, yeah,
that'll
record.
Start and stop recording.
Swish.
Over here we have a shutter button. That'll take a photo.
Do you know what? Spoiler alert. I didn't take a single photograph on my P4. Not one. I only shot video on it. I'm going to maybe change that. I'm going to take some shots.
And we have 2 dials. The dial on this side.
Oh, thanks, Woz.
The angle of the gimbal.
Hang on. I want to hear what he says here about the dials. I'm just going to grab that link out there. Oh, hyperlinks don't become hyperlinks in my own overlay. That's it. Throw the whole thing out. It's rubbish. I need to fix that. I want a hyperlink to be a hyperlink clickable. I'll get a screenshot of that and I'll ask my AI agent to fix that. I want hyperlinks to be links. I got it out there. I was. $30? $30? The fuck? $30 for a plastic covering? Shit. I mean, I've just paid 18 for the drone, so I guess 1800, so I guess whatever.
Stop recording. Over here we have a shutter button. That'll take a photo. And we have 2 dials. The dial on this side will adjust the angle of the gimbal.
Okay,
so
gimbal.
it'll point the camera down or up depending
Gotcha.
on what you're filming.
Yep.
And this dial over here can adjust the zoom level. Now it can also be used to
They are
rotate
cheaper?
the camera.
Okay.
That's one of the features of the Mini 5 Pro is that you can rotate and spin the camera for creative effects. So you can also use that dial there. To power on the controller, it's very simple. Most DJI equipment requires a double press just for safety reasons so you don't accidentally turn it on in a bag. And what you have to do is a quick press and then a long press. So one quick press and then press and hold.
Yeah, the familiar.
There, that the control
I'll do it here for you. This is first time turning this on. No, it's not. I've done that before. By the way, could we get that as a grab? Okay, it's powering up. I guess I can't lower the brightness of that. We don't need it as an audio grab, but it'll be funny, right? Dude, the screen looks rad. Okay, I don't want to look at it yet.
controller, we'll go ahead and power on. To power it off, it's the exact same thing. We're going to do a quick press and then a press and hold. This here is the charging hub, and we can charge a total of 3 batteries in it.
Gotcha.
And we're going to take a look at charging here
sorry.
coming up in a minute. We have some LEDs on the front here. That'll show us how much power is in it by pressing that button there. You can see it'll light up and show us how much charge is in each battery. Over on this side here, we have our USB-C charging port. And you can also use this as a power bank. So if you're out filming and say your smartphone gets a little low in power, you can actually plug it into the USB-C port and transfer power from the batteries over to your smartphone.
I mean, that is a rad little concept, but to be completely honest, I don't need that. I've got all the power I need with my streaming backpack and all that stuff. But that is pretty handy, right? If you do get stuck, that is basically a power bank. Pretty cool. Like just a little feature. You can live stream and use HDMI out. So I was hoping that he'd get to that. There's an HDMI out on here. Where is the HDMI out? I didn't even see that, dude. Where else? USB-C. Wait, the USB-C sends the video feed? So this USB-C here, are you telling me that sends the feed from the camera in real time? That's crazy. Yep. That is actually like with like a clean feed, like no overlay. I mean, that means I could live stream it. Like I could just plug that into my switcher and switch to it. That's an additional little, what's the word I'm going to say here? I was going to say jersey. I don't know why I was going to say jersey, but that's an additional little thing that I didn't expect. Huh. Okay.
If that's your priority for charging. To release the batteries from the charging hub, we just have to press in those 2 buttons on either side.
That's cool.
And they come right out. So we'll take a closer look
at the drone
now. You can see right now it's in its folded
Definitely
state.
Canadian.
We have the gimbal guard attached.
So you can use an iPad or a larger screen live feed while you stream. Yeah, right, dude. Interesting, man. Interesting.
Really important when traveling and you have this packed away, always put the gimbal guard on.
For sure.
That gimbal is actually very fragile. So if it's rustling around in a bag and you don't have the cover on it, you could end up damaging it. So it's always important to make sure you have that on
for sure
when you pack it away. To release it, we can just pull down on that tab.
Yep.
And as you can see, it comes right off. Now, when it comes to powering on the drone, there's a couple different ways in which we can do it. One of the new features of the Mini 5 Pro is that it will automatically power on when it's unfolded. And again, it will power off when it's folded. Now you can disable that in the settings, which we will take a look at. But I'll just show you here as I unfold it.
crazy. Let's do that. It powers on by opening up the wingses. Now mine just powered on when the lights just came on for a second, but let's try that. So open up, I guess, a wing, another one. Okay, there it is. It already came on. That just came on. And the lights, turn that off. Turn that off, you reckon? Okay. Look at these Nemo trolls. Okay, we'll turn that off. Right now, I'll turn the whole thing off.
Mouth on him. Bing, 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 bing,
bing, bing, bing. Look at the mouth on him. Okay, yeah, I'll turn that off in the settings. Yeah, it actually was. Give me clues to the good settings is.
See there, it went ahead and powered on. And again, when I fold it up,
aircraft will power off in 5 seconds. Press any button on aircraft to cancel.
you can see there we got an audible message.
The fuck? Did mine do that? Flowski, how you doing, man? My favorite moment is when Aurora Grace entered chat. Yeah, that's my favorite. Oh, yeah. Right. Our favorite moments. Okay, so I'm just powering it back up just to see if it does that. My lights are going bing, 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 bing. I don't think I've turned it all the way on, right? Okay. Bing, 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 bing. So now if I close it, it'll autologically tell me it's powering down. I guess I'll close the bottom right one like he did. Top right.
Aircraft will power off in 5 seconds. Press any button on aircraft to cancel.
I mean, that's pretty handy. I kind of like that feature. I don't like the auto on feature, but I like the auto off feature. Is that an option, was to turn off the auto on and leave the auto off on?
And the drone was going to power off. Now, I just want to mention quickly here, the very first time you unfold your Mini 5 Pro, don't be alarmed if it doesn't power on. When these batteries are shipped, they're in a sleep state, kind of just for safety. So when you unfold your Mini 5 Pro for the very first time, if these batteries have not been activated yet, then it may not power on. And activation is very simple. As soon as you charge the battery for the first time, it will activate. Now, I'm going to unfold it again here. I'll show you the other way to power it on and power it off.
No worries, boys.
The other way to power it on and power it off is by using the power button there.
No
and again,
shit.
just like the controller, it's just a quick press and then a long press.
Be-doo-doo-doo.
And you can see the drone went ahead and powered off. And again, we can do that same method to power it on if we want to power it on manually. Quick press and then a long press.
Gimbal's doing a few loops there.
At the top here, again, we have some LED lights to signify how much battery power is left. We can just do a quick one press on the button there, and that'll light up to show us how much power is in there.
Oh,
at the back of the drone here, we have a USB-C port.
Yes.
Again, we can use that for updating firmware.
Yes.
Or charging the battery while it's in the drone. And beside that, we have a memory card slot. And we're going to take a look at that here in a minute. You can see we have the
charging the battery while it's in the drone. I don't think I'll need to do that because I got the beautiful little 3x station.
The battery installed there. To remove it, we just press those two tabs on either side.
Yep.
It slides right out. And then again, when you insert it, just make sure you press.
Interesting. You have to have the blades out before you can get the battery out. Or out, as he said. Yeah. At least the top ones have to be out. Okay.
Press it in firmly until you hear it click. And as you notice there, when I inserted the battery, the drone went ahead and powered on as well. You can see there, that's a third way to power it on. If you're just swapping batteries while you're out flying, it'll automatically power on as soon as you insert a new battery. Now on the side of the Mini 5 Pro here, we have a button. Now currently at the time of filming this video, this button only serves one purpose. Essentially, it allows a quick transfer connection to your smartphone or tablet, allowing you to transfer content. And we are going to be taking a look at that in a separate video coming up down the road.
Didn't even notice
I have
that.
a feeling DJI is going to do more with that button coming up, but currently at the time of filming this video, It's used just for a quick connection to your smartphone.
Okay.
At the bottom here, we have an LED light that will automatically come on when landing.
Okay.
And we have some sensors there at the bottom. We also have sensors there.
Wait, a light for illumination? Okay.
These two in the middle are LiDAR. Bottom. We also have sensors there at the front. These two in the middle are LiDAR sensors. And the two beside that are our visual obstacle avoidance. And then if we flip it around here, we have two more there.
Wow.
So that's going to provide you with 360-degree omnidirectional obstacle avoidance.
Sensors everywhere.
Again, obstacle avoidance only functions when you're in normal mode or cine mode.
Not sport.
So that's a basic look at the hardware. So now we're going to talk about memory, putting memory in the drone, and we're going to talk about how to charge everything up. So when it comes to the Mini 5 Pro, there's actually some built-in memory. It has 48 gigabytes of built-in storage.
Wow.
And that can be really handy if you ever...
48 gig, that's a lot more than I thought it would have. Like I was picturing like 8 or 16 tops, but 48, that's pretty good, right? That's what they use for bait drops, an optional part that senses light and releases bait. Yeah, right. Huh.
Happen to forget a memory card, you'll still be able to record some footage to that internal memory. Now 48 gigabytes is a little bit limiting. You'll find that you'll probably be able to fill that up.
I want one now,
quickly.
yeah.
So ideally you're going to want to add an external memory card. And right now I'm using SanDisk Extreme. This is the Extreme Pro. It's usually the brand that I like to use. This is a 256 gigabyte card.
Wow.
There's lots of different brands that you can use with it. DJI actually has a recommended list on their website.
I've only got a 64, I think. I'll tell you what I've got.
But as long as it's a nice fast card, for the most part, it'll work just fine. And you can go smaller. You could put something like 128 gigabytes in it, or you can go larger. You can put a 512 or even a 1 terabyte. And to insert the memory,
yeah,
you're
64.
put the graphic side facing down,
64 gig,
and then just push it in until it clicks. And in the software, which we'll take a look at here coming up, we can switch back and forth between the internal storage and the memory card, depending where we want to record to.
Okay,
now,
cool.
when it comes to charging, there's two different ways in which we can charge the batteries, and it could depend on what package you've purchased. We can charge the battery directly in the drone. So if you've purchased the base kit with just the controller and drone, that's how you'll be charging your battery. If you've purchased the Fly More kit, you're going to get the charging hub, which will charge all three of these batteries. Now, to charge your drone, you're just going to take the USB-C cable that came with the package and plug it into the back. Now, one thing you will notice that the drone did not come with a charging brick. That is something you will have to provide on your own. And you can use pretty well any USB-C charger. Most of us have them kicking around from our smartphones and tablets. If not, there are some that can be purchased online. DJI sells several as well. I'll put some links to them down in the description of this video if you do need to purchase one. And to charge it up, you just simply plug it into the USB-C there at the back. You're going to notice these lights moving, signifying that it's charging. They will remain all solid.
It's irrelevant. This is irrelevant to me. I'm always going to charge from the brick because when I'm driving, this will just be on one of the USB ports, just charging. So I've always got full batteries. Good to know that.
And to charge in the charging hub, again, just plug in the USB-C cable. Now, these batteries are already fully charged, but the same thing, you'll see them flashing as they're charging.
So many options. It's
and when
rad.
they're fully charged, they'll stay solid. And you don't have to have all three batteries in there in order to start charging. You can have one battery, two battery, or all three. Now, to charge up a controller, whether you're using the RCM3
the controller
or the
needs charge.
RC2 here,
Yeah.
again, just plug it into the USB-C at the bottom. These lights will flash, saying that it is charging,
and
they'll go solid once it's done. So we've taken a look at the hardware and how to charge it. But before we can go for our very first flight, we do have to do a few things. We have to activate the equipment, and we have to update the firmware.
Yeah, I've done all that last night. The batteries have a self-discharge function. They won't stay full for months. That's cool. Yeah, Dale wants one as well. Yeah, I'm really chuffed at this because I've had a drone for 10 years, and when I got it, I used it a lot, and then I quickly realized how cumbersome it is. This is changing that. This is making it way easier. And did he say 58-minute flight time? 58? That is like, I mean, look, I'd get 18 minutes on the P4 and you'd be coming home at 15. Like you'd fly it and by the 15-minute mark, you'd be like, okay, I got to return home. 58 minutes? That seems crazy. It's like, it's so good that there won't ever come a point when I'm like, I could have got better footage if I had been up longer. I'm like, no, I got way too much time now, except when I'm surfing. When I put this up to surf and it tracks me, it'll have to return home by itself. And that's when I'll be like, I wish I had 68 or 128 minutes.
You have the RCN3, the one where you have to mount your smartphone. You do have an extra step. You will have to download the DJI Fly app. It can be downloaded from the Apple App Store just by searching for DJI Fly.
I did.
From Android, I do believe it needs to be downloaded directly from.
I've got 25 minutes on the Mavic Pro. Well, you're downgrading there, H-Man. I had to download that Fly app because I used to use the DJI Go 4 app, and now I've got DJI Fly. Yeah, true.
The DJI website. All you would then do is plug in your phone to the controller, launch the Fly app, and power on the drone and the controller. If you're using the RCN2, as mentioned, the Fly app is already built into it, so you don't have that extra step.
Wait, I didn't hear what he said. Do I need to use the app? Why do I need the app if I've got the controller? It's an upgrade from nothing. Yeah, because you don't have the Mavic Pro anymore, do you, Hendrik? I don't think you do. Wait, I missed all what he said about the app. Do I need the app?
Have the RCN3, the one.
Wait, let's go back and hear that.
Once it's done. So we've taken a look at the hardware and how to charge it. But before we can go for our very first flight, we do have to do a few things.
The app is on the remote. So I didn't need to download it here on my phone because my phone's irrelevant to the, because I used to use the phone as yeah. What if the controller dies? That's a good point, Jim. Yeah, if the controller dies in the ass and you need to do something. Yeah, true. I feel like if the controller died, it would return to home though. I think that'd be built-in safety mechanism.
We have to activate the equipment and we have to update the firmware. Now, if you have the RCN3, the one where you have to mount your smartphone, you do have an extra step. You will have to download the DJI Fly app.
Okay.
It can be downloaded from the Apple App Store just by searching for DJI Fly.
Okay.
From Android, I do believe
that's if you don't have this remote. Okay, I missed that bit.
It's to be downloaded.
Some drones have an auto return feature. All drones do that. As far as I'm aware, like that was in the P4, and I'm pretty certain it's in all drones. You can turn the controller off and it will just return to home. Here's how the return to home catches people out. There are 2 steps with return, or 3 steps with return to home. The first step is vertical up. Then the second step is coming back to the area where you started from. And the third step is lowering. If you don't set that return to home altitude, then back in the days when they didn't have all this stable obstacle avoidance, people would get stuck and get caught out because their drone wouldn't go up high enough, but it would just start returning back along longitudinal or latitudinally, and it would hit trees and shit. So in Australia, trees are around, the tall trees 30 meters, maximum 40, maximum 50 meter high trees, right? So as long as you set the return to home to go up 50 meters high, then it's always going to be safe. So if you fuck up and the control dies, the drone just goes up 50 meters, and now they got all this obstacle avoidance. So it's not a huge concern, but it goes up, goes across, comes back down. Bingo. It's sort of new now. They use a return to home that can backtrack, so even in a cave it would work. Okay, cool. This is the tech that's changed, right? So all that stuff I just said is irrelevant because of how good the sensors and all that stuff on this is. In a cave, it could fly out. I probably could fly it in here, but I'm not going to.
From the DJI website, all you would then do is plug in your phone to the controller, launch the Fly app, and power on the drone and the controller. If you're using the RCN2, as mentioned, the Fly app is already built into it, so you don't have that extra step.
Gotcha.
All you need to do is power on the controller, power on the drone. They'll automatically connect to one another, and you're going to get some information right away popping up on the.
I might just do that now because I have powered them both up, but I haven't connected them. I'm not flying it. I'm just turning it on here on the desk. So this is either going to go horribly wrong or it's just going to do what it needs to do. Power, one press, long press. Drone powers on. Powering up. Oh, the GoPros are working now. Cool. Powered up the controller. The drone is powered up. By the way, just while we're here, why did that second GoPro not work? It does there. Interesting. have to look at that later. Okay, so we're powered up.
The screen the first time you power it on. It's going to ask you to set different things like
I've done all that
language.
stuff last night.
It'll ask you to connect to your home Wi-Fi. At some point through the setup, it'll ask you to log in with your DJI account. If you don't have a DJI account, it'll give you the option to create one.
SD card detected. Switch storage location to SD card. Absolutity. Beginner flight tutorial. Next, we'll provide. See, now it's walking me through this. Dowski, stream is very stable tonight. I mean, I haven't done anything different. I mean, we're using the Sydney ingest for Valora. I don't know. We'll just keep it going on.
Once you're logged in, it'll ask you to activate the equipment. And there's an option there. It'll ask if you want to purchase their DJI Care refresh.
I'll skip that.
That's basically extra insurance for your drone. You can either purchase it or
sometimes the stability is sketchy.
Once it's been activated, you'll get a confirmation that it's been successfully activated, and then it will prompt you to install the firmware.
I did all that.
Firmware installation is pretty quick, but it can take upwards of 10 to 15 minutes, depending on your internet speed. You'll get a notification on the screen once the firmware has been installed successfully. And the other thing to remember is that these batteries are intelligent flight batteries. They actually have firmware on them as well.
Oh, wow.
So when you're initially updating the firmware on the drone, it's going to update the firmware on the battery if it's needed. The next time you power on the drone and you have one of these batteries installed, one that was not in the drone when you initially updated the firmware, it'll tell you that there's firmware available and it will go ahead and install it.
Oh, wow. Should I do that now? Might as well do that now, right? So I'll turn the drone off and I'll put each battery in and see what happens. Might as well. We'll just keep going, but I'll do that on the side.
You don't have to reconnect back to the internet. So now we have the drone activated. We have all the firmware updated. So let's take a look around the DJI Fly app and I'll give you a basic rundown of it. So when we power on the drone and the controller, this is the screen it's going to come to. Essentially, this is the flight preview mode. Now I'm going to click on
this did change. Display zoom, standard, default text size, less overlap, bigger text, easier to read. No, my eyesight's not that. Oh, wait, I got glasses on. I guess I'll fly with my glasses on then. I'll just leave it at default. Okay, so this drone, so this battery is fine. It did not give me. I'll just change the gimbal. It did not give me a warning or anything. So I'm assuming this battery in here is completely fine and upgraded. Oh wow, it's okay. Oh dude, that looks so oh shit, I keep changing things. I think I'm recording. I just accidentally hit record. Hello, you lovely specimen. Look, it's coming up. Basically, I'm recording myself here. Hello, on the drone. That's kind of cool. Didn't mean to do that though. So I guess what I should do is power it down and just check the third battery. But Dale, in regards to stability on ultra low latency, yeah, okay. So when you said the stream seems stable, I instantly thought you meant previously my streams aren't stable. But you're talking about your end using certain like
this guy.
Thank you. Certain latency settings. Right. That makes sense. What does this say? Takeoff permitted. Okay, I can fly if I want. I'm not flying in here. This battery seems fine too. Okay, we'll just continue on then.
This little house icon at the top left-hand side, that's going to take us to the main DJI Fly app. So if your controller happens to come to this screen, in order to fly, all you need to do is hit the Go Fly button.
Okay.
But let's take a look around the main Fly app. We'll start up here at the top right-hand side. These three dots are going to bring up our settings. Now there's a lot in there. I'm not going to go through them all in this video.
I'll go through them. Beginner flight tutorial. Should I just do the flight tutorial? It's coming up right now. Do you know what? Why don't we test? Fuck yeah. Let's test this, man. You said that there's a direct out here from USB-C. So let's go in. Where can I go? Where else? I've got some USB-C ports available. Let's see. this could all go horribly wrong, but let's plug a USB-C cable straight out of the guts, and you guys can see what I see.
Fuck, you will.
No, I will, Corey. You go back to sleep, man. Go back to sleep, Corey. Fuck you, Will. Fuck. What's wrong with Will, man? What did Will ever do to you? Which one should I use? I guess I'll go into that one. I don't have any ports available left on my MacBook because I'm all MacBooked out.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, you're right. So plugged it straight in. I guess on OBS. Okay, so it's starting to charge. Here, I guess I'll just bring in I don't know how this is going to work. Let's just try it. So I'll open up a new source. It'll be a
that has always made sense to me.
Yeah, a video capture device. We'll just call it drone. See if it comes up. Device. No, I don't see it there. I do not see it there. No. Let's get rid of the tutorial in case I've got to choose a setting for it. Maybe there's a setting on the output. Well, do you know if there's a setting I need to choose? Let's go and see. Look, have a little look around. Transmission.
Auto means that it will turn on or off whenever need be.
Thanks for that, J. Christina. So let me get this right. Auto means auto. Okay, and mono means mono and rail means rail. Gotcha. Makes sense. So these are settings I don't need to change. The bandwidth, the settings, the transmission settings, camera. Okay, these are all the formats. We'll look at those later. I think there are different ways to display that supports USB-C video. Yeah, but OBS should be able to pull that up. If this is supporting USB-C video out, OBS should be able to see that. Maybe I've got to put it in a different USB-C port.
Oh, you're right.
That could be it. That could be it. We'll see. Or USB-C to HDMI. That might be it. That might be the hoo-ha. Let's just see if it comes up now. Yeah, it's not coming up. USB-C to HDMI, I guess. Okay, not to worry. We tried, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I mean, I'll look into that another time to get that feature running, but yeah, we're not doing that right now. Okay, cool. Let's continue on.
I'm not bending spoons, jackass.
I'm not bending spoons. There's no point. Those spoons didn't do anything to me.
It's a good idea to go through it and familiarize yourself with what's all there.
You know what?
Now there are.
Let's pause. I'm going to do this anyway. So I'm going to go through the settings. You guys can't really see it, so there's no point holding it up, but I'll just go through them quickly. So the home settings, safety, flight assistance, manual obstacle avoidance, bypass brake or off. So brake is what you want. When it flies up to a tree, it brakes instead. Display radar map. When enabled, real-time obstacle detection radar map will be displayed. Hell yeah. Vision assist auto display. When enabled, if aircraft flight direction goes beyond visible range of camera live view, flight direction view will be automatically displayed on bottom left. Yep, I need that. Return to home. Advanced RTH, optimal or preset. Aircraft will automatically fly an optimal RTH route in adequate lighting conditions or ascend to a preset altitude and return to home point in low light. And the auto return to home altitude, I said 50 meters, it's 100. It's dubs. Update home point, no, don't need to do that yet. AR settings, automatic return. Show home, yep. We want all that. Yep. Okay, this is handy. This is good. Flight protection. Maximum altitude 120 meters. Yep. Maximum distance, no limit. Wait, no limit? There's no limit to how far I can fly this from the controller.
You're watching me. It could be now, or it could be in a year from now.
It could be when you're watching me. Yeah. Wait, maximum distance is anything you want? Huh? What happened to the 8 kilometers, which was incredible for the Phantom 4? Now I can go as far as it wants? Okay, if you say so. Sensors, compass, normal. Drone shows are starting to replace fireworks. Yeah, they're everywhere, aren't they? Should I just calibrate the compass? Not inside, really. There's too much mechanical magnitude. There's too much tech in this room to do that. Power and battery. Unfold arm to power on. Enabled. Unlimited within range. So to ask a question that everyone seemed to ask 10 years ago whenever you saw a drone, it's always an older person. It's like, yeah, what's the range on that, sonny boy? What's the range you got on that drone? I got asked that hundreds of times in the early days. What kind of range does that thing have? 8 kilometers. Hey, Bertha, this thing goes 8 kilometers from this guy. Bertha? Martha. Okay, look, unfold arm to power on. Turn that off. Fold arm to power off. I'll leave that on. Rad. Auxiliary LEDs, auto on or off. I'll leave them auto. Unlocked Geozone. Account unlocking licenses. Okay, I don't have a license for that shiz. Didn't go back to the... find my drone. It's right there, man. I can see it. What is it? What are the options? Find my drone. When searching for your drone, please be mindful of your personal safety. Enable flashing and beep. Let's find it. I mean, that's handy if you lose it in the woods, hey? Not very loud, though. Scared the shit out of me, though. Okay, find my advanced safety settings. Set safety-related functions, including setting the aircraft behavior when disconnected and emergency propeller stop. Let's have a look. Signal lost. You want to return to home, or you want to descend, or you want to hover? Definitely return to home. Emergency propeller stop. In an emergency, only both control sticks towards the bottom inner or outer corner simultaneously. Yeah, that's the same as the old P4. Vision, positioning, and obstacle sensing. When disabled, aircraft relies only on GNSS to hover. Omnidirectional obstacle avoidance is unavailable, and aircraft will not automatically decelerate during descent close to the ground. Okay, all that went over my head, but I'll leave it on because it was already on. Okay, that's the advanced safety. That's the safety tab. We got 5 tabs to go through here, folks, but we're going to go through them all. Train drone to follow you around like a puppy dog. I'm definitely going to be looking into the active tracking feature. I'm going to use it for surfing, but it's going to follow GoVan mainly. I'm going to get all those shots of GoVan driving through the beautiful Australian sceneries. Control, aircraft units, metric or imperial. Fucking what? Imperial? What the hell is this shit? What is Imperial? Oh, that's right. You Americans. Can depend location. Sometimes, like in a forest, you don't want return to home as it may hit trees. True. But what about all the obstacle avoidance? Display zoom, standard or larger. Oh, yeah, okay, we've done that. Gain and expo tuning. Fine-tune gain and expo settings for aircraft and gimbal. Let's have a look at the options. You got normal, cine, or sport. I'll just leave them all set to default, right? Normal, maximum horizontal speed, all that stuff. Your smoothness. No, you're smooth. Brake sensitivity. Okay, so we'll leave all those set to tilt smoothness. These are all just the default settings. Yep, that's cool. Leave all those on. Focused track settings. Set smart shots parameters such as follow height and distance. Follow height. Subject, person or vehicle. Interesting. Focused track settings is. So let's choose vehicle. Inner radius 18 meters, outer radius 25 meters. I guess we'll set these to default. When following a large subject or using zoom, actual distance may be greater than the set values to keep subject fully in frame. I'll leave them at default because we haven't even tried it yet, so there's no point changing it. Like, why would I change settings here if I haven't seen what the settings here are doing? That would be cray-cray. It's all good tech to a point. Shit can still happen. Yeah, true. I only crashed my Phantom 4 once, and I was filming an asylum. I was filming a madhouse up in the Blue Mountains, and I crashed it into a gutter. It was weird, man. I was getting a shot of the side of the building, and I went up the side of the building, and there was an awning, but there was also a gutter that was hanging off the awning. This was an abandoned nut asylum, and the gutter had fallen off, and it was hanging down like it wasn't attached, and it was like a long line of rusted gutter, and my drone just went up and hit it. Didn't even know it was there. I didn't even see it because I'm looking at the building thinking it's an awning and whatever. I didn't even see that there was a piece of the gutter hanging off. So that's focus track settings. Yeah, leave those to default skins. Control, now we did focus track settings. What is this? Gimbal, follow mode or FPV mode. So we don't do first person shooter mode. We can do a gimbal calibration. There's no point, we haven't used it once yet. Remote controller, stick mode, mode 2, defaulted to mode 2. What are the modes is? Oh, these are the different ways that it works. Forward, backward, right, left. Yep. Ascend, descend, turn left, turn right. I'm going to leave those on, right? There's no point changing them. Button customization, customize the functions for remote controller buttons. C1, recenter, tilt, down gimbal. I can probably try that on here now. Yep, swish. C2, portrait or landscape for a photo. Oh, yeah. Oh, cool. Okay. Right dial, zoom in and out. It's got a pretty decent zoom. Pretty decent zoom. Left, hold C1 and right dial is a gimbal roll. If you say so. Hold C1 and right dial, gimbal roll. Which one's C1 again? Oh, wow. Yeah, right, okay, the gimbal roll. That's pretty cool. What are the hold C2 and right dial? What are the options there? There's none. Camera. Okay, so we can do all that stuff later. Next gen gets a Rosie the robot made. Okay, this deserves another vault. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Now, I don't believe 1 volt triggers anything, Dale. That's a Corey thing. I think 5 is the minimum. But I appreciate you sending me a vault. But yeah, I believe that there's a minimum of 5 for a trigger. Not at mine. Mayonnaise! Wow! There's 100. That'll trigger it. And there's old mate too. Thank you so much, man. Dale Bold sent 100 volts. Thank you, man. Thank you. And how good does that look on my stream too? And you heard the Mayunis, right? Please tell me you heard Mayunis. You should have heard it. Pretty certain you heard it. Nope, you didn't hear that. What? What are you talking about? Okay, pause everything. Yes, I heard it. Okay, good. Fuck you, man. Fuck you, Dale. I mean, thank you. Did I say fuck you? I meant the other one. Not the fuck. I meant the thank. I meant the you. I heard it. Okay. See? You get me all angsty there. I thought I'd fix this. I thought Claude Coder did all this right, and then maybe not. Okay, so where were we? Button customization. Yep, done that. This is so rad, man. RC calibration. Power off aircraft. Okay, no, we don't need to do that. Okay, so I'm not going to calibrate. Flight tutorial. Okay, there we go. We can go back to that.
So why am I being yelled at by you dum-dums?
Exactly. Stop yelling at me. You're the dum-dums. Camera. Video subtitles? Huh? What does that mean? Wait, I've gone down. Video format, MP4. Yes, please. Color, normal, HLG, or D-Log M. Coding format, H.265. I wouldn't mind Changing. Okay, you can't. Okay. H265. What are video subtitles? Mayunas, Duxkey. Video subtitles. Turn them on. See what it does. No, turn them back off. General, anti-flicker is on auto. Yep. Histogram, turn that on, dude. Why is that off? The histogram should be on by default. Peaking level off. No, let's put peaking on. Put it on normal. When enabled in manual focus mode, the objects in focus will outline in red. Yeah, that needs to be on if I'm gonna use manual focus, which I probably won't. Overexposure warning, turn that on for sure. Grid lines, we want the rule of thirds. Turn those on. Frame guide, enabling the frame guide does not affect recorded footage. Frame guide is only available when recording in landscape orientation. Framing, so what does that give you? 16:9? Subs are overlays of info flight stats. Oh, good. Turn that off. Yeah, we don't want that crap. I'm glad that was off, and thank you for telling me what that was. White balance, auto, yes please. Style, so you can do a custom sharpness and noise reduction. I'm not going to touch that for the time being. Storage, SD card, 59 gig or 64, internal 42. I guess I'm going to just be using both. I better format that first one though. Format the SD card. Custom folder naming. Nah, don't need to do that. Custom file naming, nope. Cache while recording. Yep, cool. Maximum video cache capacity, 2 gig. When the max capacity is reached, the old cached files are deleted automatically. Okay, we can leave that on 2 for the time being. Quick transfer in sleep, if you say so. When enabled, aircraft enters sleep mode after being powered off, with quick transfer still available. So transferring of files. Press power button to extend sleep, or aircraft powers off completely after 12 hours. I'm probably going to just take the card out, right? And dump the card details on a daily basis. So we'll just leave that as that. Transmission. General, live streaming platforms. You can live stream straight. Live streaming platforms. Failed to start live stream. Histogram in progress. Okay. Frequency, dual band. Probably best to leave that on. Channel mode, auto. Probably best to leave that on. Bandwidth, 20 millihertz, 40 millihertz. Probably best to leave all these to default, right? Okay, that's the transmission. Now about, should we name this? Should we give this a name? It's just named as DJI Mini 5 Pro. Let's call it something. What are we going to call this thing? GivesACopter? What are we going to call it? I'll just call it GivesAMinute. Hovers a lot. Hovers a lot. I just called it GivesAMinute. Wi-Fi name. Oh, put that sun Wi-Fi signal model. Yep. App version. Oh, aircraft firmware. Check for updates. Okay, I didn't do that. Thought I did that when I first powered this thing up. New firmware available. Update. Okay, well, I won't do that just yet. I'll come back to that while we're watching the rest of that video. I'll cancel the update. I'll come back to that. Model version. Comes with free models. I'll take mine in bikini mode. Hell yeah. Fly safe data. Okay. Serial number. Reset all. Okay, that seems to be all of the main functionality. But it has, what about the frame rates and stuff? Okay, here we go. Resolution 1080p, 4K 60. So 1080, if I change it to 1080 out of curiosity, what are the frame rates? 60 and 50 and down to 30, 24. So if you shoot on 4K, you get 24 frames, 25 frames, 30, 48, 50, 60. So we're going to leave it at 4K 60. 4K 60 histograms on, great. Zoom, I'm assuming that's zoom. Yep, 1 times, 2 times. Autofocus, manual focus. Yep, press to change, swish. What's N mode? N mode. Oh, normal, right. So up on the top of the, so you got cine, normal, and sport. So if I put it on.
Obstacle sensing unavailable. Fly
Okay.
with caution.
No worries. sport mode, cine mode. We just go back to normal. I think that's pretty much everything. What about auto on focus? Wait, that was on auto. Oh, okay. Okay, so now I've changed it to full manual, which they call Pro. On full manual, can I just go?
I want to mow the lawn and go fishing.
I want to drone the lawn and go fishing. On full manual, can I change? Oh, this is sick. On manual, you can lock things out. So on manual, I want the ISO to be 100 and I want the shutter speed to be auto. That's what I want. Yeah, so on my manual mode, I'm choosing to lock off the ISO at 100, so the least amount of grain possible, and I'll let the shutter do auto. That's sick. Yep. Now, what about aperture? It's 1.8, narrow depth of field. Doug's got a split. No worries, Doug. And Jim's tired. I appreciate you being here, guys. This is all coming up in 2 to 3 weeks when I'm out on the road trip. All this will all come into play when I'm using it, and my chat overlay as well. White balance is manual, right? White balance is manual. I kind of want to set my white balance myself though. On the GoPros, I go with 5600. I'm excited for the road trip. Me too, Jim. Gives his road trip IRL streams are epic. Dude, and it's gonna be 2 months worth. Let me just verify that. I've got the GoPro Mission ones right here, which these guys are coming with me on the road trip. This is my vlogging camera. So I need to match the ISO, which I'm pretty certain I've got here at 5600. Let me just confirm, Skins. This is my mouth-mounted one. Slide to unlock. Settings, preferences. It's not in there. Still getting the handle on this. It's been only a few weeks here. Oh, it's in the video settings. So 4K 16:9, 4K 120, image, digital lens, super view, bit depth 10-bit, bitrate max, white balance 5500. Let's just change that to match 5500. So that way, at least the camera will be recording similar from here and from there, and they'll both kind of marry up in post. So 55K. Color is normal, right? And 60 frames, MP4, H.265. Yeah, you can't change that format. Okay, cool. That's that. Okay, that seems fair. And then, yeah, that's everything there. Return to home. How's that map look? Shit. Why did the lightning not come up? Oh, did my pop-up? I didn't see the lightning. It should have come up there. If the trumpet doesn't appear on screen here, my pop-up overlay has a problem keeping alive. Let's check it. Nope. It came up before the sound. Ah, lightning got me. Okay, interesting. So my WebSocket is properly connected and it has working, or it has stayed awake. So let's take a look at that lightning. Why? I guess it's got to be put into a cache at some point, and that's why it came up. We got to work. Oh, I'm gonna ask Claude to somehow write. I don't know. I want these to be triggered from the chat, but I don't have access like that. You know who does though? Jim does. Jim, we need these.
Little mouth on him. Bing, bing, bing. Bing, 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 bing.
We need. Oh, you sent me a DM. Thank you for the emotes, man. Yeah, cheers. We do need these channel point alerts to be able to be command like / in the case of lightning, it'd be /light and click enter. I can't, like, I've got so many, and they're growing every day. I just want to hear this one for my own shits and giggles. But I can't even find the lightning because it's so many to go through. So that needs to be. But then again, I'm the only one that uses them like this, right? I just want to see it. Where is it? Bucket drop. This is sick. It's one of. Oh, there it is. Okay, here we go. You are, honestly, yeah. I can't believe no one else uses them like that. Okay, so I've got everything here. And you won't be able to see so well because of the light, but I've got everything set how I'd like it here on the controller. And that's the vision that you're seeing from the drone. It's pretty stable, right? Like I'm just hand holding that. That's pretty stable. Like I'm moving it around. It's kind of stable. What's the focal range? I mean, I'm never going to fly that close to anything, but I guess it's about somewhere there. 2 feet, 1.5 feet. What are you looking at? What are you looking at? It's about there somewhere, right? That's what gimbals do. Yeah, the gimbal works, doesn't it? Yeah. That's pretty rad. Okay, so what I'll do now, I will go back and I'll update the firmware on the drone skins. And we'll go back in and we'll continue watching what this gentleman's got to show us because he's got more of the details.
Going to be a few things that we take a look at as we go along. Important things that you need to know about before you take your first flight. So I'm going to tap there to get out of that. Beside that at the top, we have our satellite indicator. Right now it's saying 0 because I'm indoors. Usually it will not connect to satellites when you're indoors,
Swish.
Or perhaps only 1 or 2. And that's very important when you're flying. You want to make sure you have a good solid.
Where was the satellite connection? Oh, there, yeah.
Because I'm indoors. Usually it will not connect to satellites when you're indoors, or perhaps only 1 or 2. And that's very important when you're flying. You want to make sure you have a good solid satellite connection that allows the drone to remain stable in the air, but it also allows a home point to be set. And that way, in the event of a fail-safe disconnect or you manually initiate a return to home, the drone knows where to come back to.
This guy sounds like he could be Corey's brother. Isn't that interesting? I like when you hear people's voice and you can like attribute it to someone else. Like I said this to Comptech the other day. There's a commentator on, at least on the SBS World Cup football, who sounds like it could be Comptech or someone related to him. Just the tonality and the, you know, the accents and the way that he pronounces certain words was very similar to the way Comptech speaks.
You can see there it did actually connect to a few satellites. Beside that is our obstacle avoidance indicator. Right now it's red, meaning that there's no obstacle avoidance, and that's because the drone's not up in the air. Once we take off, that'll change to signify that the obstacle avoidance is enabled. And I should mention that each one of those can be tapped on.
It's interesting. I know I'm updating my firmware, but on his drone, the top left button or top. Oh, okay, that just changed. Perfect. So that makes sense. I'm updating my firmware, but my top. Oh, there it is. See how the top button is red, and his top left button is green. Obviously, my drone is unreachable because of the firmware update. Firmware update device will automatically power off or restart. Got it. Aircraft firmware update successfully. Connect to aircraft. Yo, Melody, how you doing? How you doing, Melody? Okay, so it says it's all good. It's just going through some setups here. Connect to aircraft. It's walking me through a tutorial. Is this the tutorial? Powering on, unfold. Oh, okay, it's making me do all this, but I don't want to do it just yet.
And that'll bring up more detailed information. Beside that, we have our RC signal strength. Right now, we're at full strength. Hey,
Jim, if you're still here, just speaking of those emotes, which I'll check later on from Discord, are these created? The one that Dale just sent, these are cool emotes, but is this what Corey designed, or are they from like an emote pack sort of thing? Because I like them and just wanted to say that they look cool. That's all.
It's because we're close.
Dusty made them. Is that right? They're cool. I really like them. I really like them. Yeah, they're cool.
To it. When you're out flying, the farther away you are, or if there's interference, perhaps obstacles between the controller and the drone, those bars will go down depending on how weak the signal is. It'll also turn to like an orange color.
She's the Valora emote queen. They're pretty rad, right? Like, yeah. I don't even know how you'd begin to make one of those, but I like what she's done.
And then it will turn to red.
We're only halfway through this video. I will keep going with this process while we're watching this video. I need to listen though.
Verge of being disconnected. Now the next two things are to do with battery. Where it says 0000, that's how much flight time is remaining. Again, it's saying 0 because...
It's telling me to pair my drone. Oh no, there you go. It's good. I guess it's good just to see this, like to actually get a visual on what he's talking about as well. Like I'm seeing on the screen, no satellites, and obstacle avoidance is red. Takeoff permitted, return to home is set. This is all very similar to the previous Phantom 4. Yeah, I like it.
I'm not in the air. Once we're up in the air, that'll give us an approximate time, how much time we have left to fly. And as we're flying around, that number will go down. And beside that, we actually...
Right, so just out of curiosity, mine says 91 minutes. Because we're not flying, we're not in the air, but it says it's got 91 minutes of flight time. That's crazy. Of course, as soon as you take off, that flight time would change.
The battery percentage. So you can see right now I have 51% left in this battery.
Oh, wait.
Again, we can tap on that, and that's going to bring up some information.
That's not right. That was the battery length. By the way, Ben and Suki is planning several trips the next few months. Oh, rad, dude. Is she gonna stream them? How long do you usually surf for? Well, I tell you, dude, with the advent of the Mission 1 Pro from GoPro, I get 1 hour and 20 minutes surf time. 1 hour 20, that's 120 minutes. No, 1 hour 20, not 120 minutes. 1 hour 20 from go to woe. Press record. This thing films 4K 120 in the ocean for 1 hour and 20 minutes. And by the end of that surf time, I'm pooped. Today I was exhaust fanned. I love it. So at least half of that will be filmed in the drone, right? At least half of it. I wonder if you can set a launch. Can I get Claude to write me a little app that works inside this and it doesn't launch until I'm out in the ocean and set up when I'm in the lineup, and I'll say at a set time, say 10 minutes from I press the button and it delays for 10 minutes and then it launches. I could handle 7 waves and I need to sleep. Yeah. I wonder if you can do that. You've got one of these for a while. Can you delay the launch? Can you say, okay, I want this to active track me, but I don't want to do it from now. I want to do it from 10 minutes into the future, and press a button and then it does that. No, but it's got to track you, right? It's going to have to grab onto me as I walk away from it. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think it's going to work like that.
About remaining flight time. And right
you
now
can
it's all grayed out
route plan. You can route plan and stuff. Maybe it can be done. We'll see.
The air. But once we're up in the air, it'll show us how much time before the drone will automatically return to home because the battery's getting too low.
Okay, so that number there, 90 on mine, if I tap it, it's not flying, so it's got the numbers are all 0. Yeah, but it's got 90% of battery life left. And that indicator is sort of verifies that one of the battery lamps is flashing there. Yeah, that makes sense. And set your home point to the backyard. That's a good point, was. Yeah, why would I land on the beach when it's going to just... Yeah, that's a great point. Set the home point to my yard so that it lands up here. Wait, no. No, because then if no one's here, someone could just walk over and steal it. I need it to land on the beach so I can at least see it from the ocean go, it's just sitting on the beach. And it's dead accurate, man. I could land it on a towel, you know. In fact, that's what I need to do. I need to get a big-ass beach towel, like a big, fat, square one. Yeah. So it doesn't kick up all the sand and shit. Yeah.
It'll tell us how much time until a forced landing, and it'll give us a rough idea of how much until the battery is completely depleted. So very important to keep an eye on that information. Over here at the left-hand side at the top.
It's going. It's going. It's going. It's going. Oh, okay. It's hovering. It's hovering. It's hovering. It's hovering. It's gone. It's gone.
Where'd it go? Where'd it go?
Permitted because everything is ideal.
Love it.
Ready to take
Thank
off.
you, Jim. Perfect
if there was
timing.
Any problems, it would be listed there. And we can tap on that, and that's going to give us some more information.
Takeoff permitted.
About any errors that might...
Tap on takeoff permitted. Make a noise, or was that my stomach? Flight checklist. Aircraft not in flight. Vision systems and obstacles avoidance disabled. Fair enough. Return to home altitude. Flight... Yep. Max distance. No limit. Yeah. Okay, so that just goes back to that. Okay.
I love it. I love it.
Up here, it's also a quick way to get to some of the safety information about how high you want to fly, the distance at which you want to fly, and a return to home altitude, which again, we will be talking about here in a minute. And down at the very bottom, you can see there's an option there where it allows us to switch back and forth between the SD card and the internal storage.
By the way, me only having a 64 gig card plus the internal, the way I do my content from the road, because I create, and I'm probably going to do it this way again, I create a daily vlog, which then gets edited after the whole trip. So on my, I took this one last time, probably take it again. This is a 2 terabyte external drive with a little dongle to get in USB-C. Every day I put a folder on here, and every day I just dump whatever footage from the day, and then I format the cards. So I'm never going to fill up, 64 gig plus 40, whatever the internal is. It's just not going to happen. I'm not used like, and if I did, that would be so dumb, because then when I get back here and start editing it, I got to go through so much footage, right? Like, it just wouldn't make sense. Melody, one of Suki's destinations is going to be out here by me. That you guys can hook up. That'd be cool. That is so cool. Dalsky Valora at 3.4 and growing. Man, that's cool. 3,400. Dude, remember when it was 1,000? We got a lot of, get your handles. Come on over. You already have those that are here.
Beside that, it says N mode. That means we're in normal mode.
Normal mode.
If we were to change that, you can see it changes the
mode.
Mode there
while I'm
top.
here, I should put the other batteries in and make sure that those batteries are firmware updated as well. I'll do that.
The house icon brings us back to the main Fly app, which we've already looked at. These next 2 icons here on this side are intelligent flight modes, which we're not really going to get into in this video.
It's kind of warm, eh?
This top one is waypoint missions, where you can create pre-planned flights. I am going to make a separate tutorial about that coming up here in a couple of weeks. The next one is for active track and focus track.
Wait,
again,
where did he do that from? Active track? Bart.
This top one is waypoint missions.
Okay.
We can create pre-planned flights.
Yep.
I am going to make a separate tutorial about that coming up here in a couple of weeks. The next one is for active track and focus track. Again, an intelligent flight mode.
Okay.
But again, we're going to take a look at that in a separate video. The one right below that is actually pretty important.
I feel like I will look... I'll look at that myself when I'm actually flying this. Even though I can tap it right now, what'll happen if I tap active track? Aircraft not in flight, unable to use focus track. Focus track. Okay, focus track.
Important. That
claws, aka fingernails, are excused from typos. Yes. Dude. Dale, we actually need to update that. We have officially hit 3.5. No shit. Jim, out of curiosity, why don't you have like a little live active count? That'd be fun, man. That would be fun to have on the homepage, top of Valora, where that bar is. Just an actual real-time new every time a new account's created, the number ticks up. Imagine watching it. That'd be cool. Be a great suggestion. Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool. And then, dude, if you did that, I'd add it to my overlay. So then we could say, here's Valora's numbers growing every day. Look at this active live. And we could put it down. I mean, I don't know. I could put it somewhere. I don't know where I'd put it, but I know where I put it here. I could make room for it somewhere. At 69K, I'll do a stream.
That's not going to happen.
That is our takeoff button. So we could tap on that, and you can see we get this new box here. All we have to do is press and hold, and the drone will automatically launch.
Oh, wow.
Now, I'm not going to do it here sitting at my table.
Wait, so he did that sitting at his table. I can do auto takeoff. Auto takeoff. The aircraft will automatically take off to an altitude of 1.2 meters. Avoid taking off in a confined space or a crowd or a bedroom. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's not going to happen.
But that's how you would do it. Now, there is another way to take off, which when we're out doing a test flight, I'll show you that method as well. Now, that button will change when we're flying to a return.
That was Top Gun appreciation stream. Yes. Yes. By the way, I know where I'd put that number. Jim, if you did open up an API to the real number count, I'd put it underneath Givers Watching. Then I'd have a smaller bar that says accounts something. The words might be different, but it would have the Valor account underneath it. Yeah. Avoid taking off at a disco or a rave. Yeah, yeah. That's gay. Play.
Home and land button. And when we're out doing our test flight, I will demonstrate that for you then. Down the bottom left-hand side there, it will display a variety of different tools. Right now I have a compass.
That's 3 inches.
As you can see, I can swipe on it. There is a visual preview.
Wait, I keep looking away and I miss stuff that I need to know. What did he just say?
Left-hand side there, it will display a variety of different tools. Right now I have the compass, but as you can see, I can swipe on it. There is a visual preview, which essentially is going to be taking a
Wait, he swiped on it? Mine didn't. Press and hold drag vision to assist resize. View after takeoff. Okay, tap them on and they go through a cycle. That's pretty rad.
Look through some of the obstacle avoidance cameras. Now it's not displaying anything right now, but when we're up in the air, it allows you to switch back and forth between the different cameras. And that can be handy, say, if you're flying backwards. You can't really see what's coming up behind you, so you could enable that, and that'll kind of give you a rough preview.
Space.
It's just kind of
the final frontier.
But enough to see if there's any obstacles coming.
I genuinely didn't know what that was at first. The way that just molded into it sounded like the video.
Now for that, we can actually tap on it to make it bigger. This compass gives us some information about where the drone is in relation to us, the orientation of the drone, and it can give us some other information.
Mine's not going to compass though. I set mine before to, if I pretend to fly, no. Map. There's compass. Because compass is handy when you're flying and you want to see where you launched from and you want to come back to it.
It is absolutely impossible.
It's not impossible, but it does make it hard without it, for sure. Not impossible though. The fuck was that button? Oh, I just changed it to manual focus, then go back to autofocus. Yeah, swish. It's absolutely impossible.
Such as the angle of the drone, depending on how much wind there is. Now, as mentioned, there are 3 tools, as you could say, down in the bottom left-hand side, and we can change them just by simply swiping.
Oh, swipe left, you wombat. Yeah, okay. I didn't see that. I was swiping the other way. So swipe left on so there's the map, there's the compass. I think the compass is extremely handy. And then there's the live view when, yeah, okay. And then if you swipe left and tap, and okay, interesting. Okay, that's interesting.
So we have compass, we have the auxiliary view, and we have maps.
Yep.
And there are other things we can do within some of these tools, but like I said, I'm going to save that for a separate video, just so this video doesn't get too long.
We don't want this to get too long.
Cover the basics, the things that you need in order to get up and flying. Beside that, we have some really important information. Essentially, that is our height and our distance from us.
Nice.
So as the drone's flying, that'll tell us how far the drone is away and at what height we're flying, which is really important.
Very important if you've lost it. So how far away did you lose it at? About 1,000 meters. Well, start walking that way, boy.
Because most countries have height limits.
When you're watching me, it could be now or it could be in a year from now.
absolutely incredibly handy information, Jay Christina. Because when you're watching me, it could be now or it could be a year from now. So you're telling me I could watch a VOD whenever I want. Thank you. Thank you for clarifying.
And it'll also give us our speed at which we're flying, both vertical speed and horizontal speed. And you can change the measurement unit. Right now, I have mine at meters per second, but in the settings, you can change that to kilometers per hour, or you can set it to imperial if you want miles per hour. Moving along here, down at the bottom right-hand side, we have some information about our resolution and frame rate, different camera settings. Shows us how much storage we have on the memory card. You can see we're filming at 4K 30. And beside that, it says EV. That's our exposure value. And we can adjust that to brighten it up or lower it. All we have to do is tap on it. You can see we can darken or brighten the image. And again, we can click on our frames per second and our frame rate, and we can adjust
Pretty
it
handy.
to whatever we need. And again, we can click on storage, and we can switch back and forth between the memory card
Storage.
and the built-in storage.
Yep.
Now, at the very right-hand side at the bottom, it says auto. That means all the camera settings are in auto mode. But if you're a person who likes to adjust your own settings, such
Yeah, I
as
changed it to
ISO and
Pro.
white balance, we can switch it over to Pro mode. Now it's going to give us some more options, and we can tap on them. And as you can see, it gives us a lot more settings that we can adjust. We can adjust the white balance, the exposure, color mode.
The substreak badge on Valora works, unlike Kick. Where are your... I'm not seeing badges. I asked you this yesterday and I don't remember what the answer was, but I only see your badge in the Valora chat. Why is it not in my chat? I get the when I chat, I get the broadcaster badge and the Pride badge, which needs to be removed because it's no longer Pride Month. But you don't get. Yeah, I see. Okay, I'm It's weird. On hover, your badges come up. Dale has more badges than are shown. Yeah, why would that be? Dale's got the... I'm seeing you got the moderator, obviously. Yeah, I guess that's at my end. I'm going to have to get a screenshot and fix that. Dale's badges, all badges is. It's going to be easy enough to fix, but just get a screenshot of it. Dale Bold. Substreak badge. Yeah, that's what I need to get in there. I'll just get 2 screenshots of that. Cool.
We can set our ISO and our shutter speed. As a beginner, you may just want to leave everything in auto because the drone actually does a really good job in auto. And moving along here on the very right-hand side in the middle, the top, that is our mode selector. And by that, I mean like changing from video mode to photo mode. They have quick shots, master shots, hyper.
Change to video mode. No, mine's just changing the... Oh, okay, there you go. Normal slow motion. Video master shots. What's that?
Lapses, panoramas. And again, in this video, we're going to keep it basic. So we're not going to get into all those specialty intelligent flight modes. I will be making separate videos on them as time goes on. The most common that you're going to be switching back and forth to is photo and video. And you'll notice that each one of these modes has a sub mode. So for example, we're in video mode and we have slow motion video and normal video. If I switch it to photo, you can see we can take a single photo, bracketed photo, burst photo, or a timed photo. So there's lots of flexibility in there depending on the type of content you want to capture. Cool. Below that is our shutter button. Right now we're in photo mode. So if I was to tap that, it would take a photo. Or as mentioned, we can use the buttons on the back there.
Pretty standard from the last drones.
Button. That again, tapping that would take a photo. If we put it in video mode, that now changes to our record button.
Yep.
And again, we can use the record button here at the top on this side. Below that brings us to our gallery. So if we tap on that, you can see it's going to display everything that's currently stored on the memory card or the internal memory. So we can preview it and take a look at it. Now, just keep in mind, if you're previewing it, it's just a low resolution version. but enough to make sure you got the shots
That's
you
handy.
wanted to get. Beside that over here, we have an AF button. That's how we can switch back and forth between automatic focus and manual focus. Above that, we have our zoom level. In 4K, we can go from 1x zoom to 2x zoom.
Now, I don't know if you're still here, but just out of curiosity, do you know if that's like optical zoom or is that using digital zoom? I guess it's digital, right? Because there is only one lens there on the front. Yeah, there's only one lens. It's funny when people talk about zooms on a drone, it's like, wait, you want to zoom? You're flying a fucking camera. Just move the camera closer to the subject. The zoom is make drone go forward. You don't need a zoom, right? I need to get closer. There, I'm closer. I need to get further away. I'm further away.
We can touch the buttons there on the screen. Or as mentioned, we can use the dial at the back there.
So I won't be using that.
That'll zoom us in as well. And we can actually go all the way up to 3x zoom. Now that is a digital zoom.
There you go.
It's going to be heavily cropped, so the video footage will be degraded. If you stick between 1x and 2x, the video quality will be really good. And
yeah, it didn't really specify. It's still digital, but it's just not perceivable. Can I get rid of the zoom feature then? Because I'm never going to use it, right? Like I said, if I need to get closer, I'll fly closer.
Lastly, right above that is a button to rotate the camera if
Landscape.
you want to capture in vertical mode.
Vertical.
You can see when I tap on that.
Zoom ain't great. Yeah, I'm gonna disable the zoom
tap on
my on this dial, or maybe I'll just leave it there. If I need the dial for something else, I'll disable that.
And that'll put it back to landscape. Now, there's other ways we can do that. Those C1 and C2 buttons on the bottom of the controller, you can utilize them to rotate the camera as well.
Have to go to other drones for zoom.
Yeah,
the higher end drones have extra cameras on the front, so therefore the zoom is optical, not digital. But like I said, if you need to get closer to the subject, fly closer. Up to a point, of course, but that's why I asked before how far the focal length is, like the minimum focal distance, and it seems to be about maybe 1.5 feet. So theoretically, you could. Like I could vlog with this by holding it. I'm actually recording that. Hello, you beautiful. You know what I should do? I should do this and we should look at this back. See how this works or how this looks. I am shooting a little bit of footage here on the drone right now. And the lighting, so we are on shutter speed of 1/60th. ISO is on auto. No, my apologies. ISO is locked to 100, so it should be the least amount of grain. And f1.8 is the aperture, and the shutter speed is 1/60th. Now, if I turn off my lights here, where's my lights? What'll it do? Okay, so it then shut down. Well, 1.8 is as low as it goes. I thought the shutter speed might ramp right down. It did not. And so that looks horrible. So what I'll do, I'll just have a look at, while we're here, I'll have a look at the shutter speed. And if I change the shutter's on auto, but I guess that's the lowest it goes. 1/60th. Yeah, that's as low as it goes. Put it back on auto. I'll just put the ISO on auto and see what it does. So that's now auto ISO. And it's cranking. Aircraft overheated. Aircraft overheated? That just overheated. Okay. So I'm started another record because the aircraft overheated. It's not even flying yet. But then again, there's no airflow. Interesting. So let's crank the lights back on. And aircraft overheated. So it did say aircraft overheated due to sitting stationary for too long. I have had it sitting on the desk for dude, it is hot. It is hot to touch. I'm turning it off. It's hot to touch. There's not many options where you'd be where this would sit there for that long, right? Doing nothing. There's not many options where that would be, like you'd be flying and you'd have airflow. So, oops. Avoid the heat sinks. Yeah, dude. I didn't even see them there. One behind the gimbal. Yeah, okay. Oh, we're learning all this shit here. It's great.
Buttons for different shortcuts. Now I do want to go into the settings a little bit and show you a few things that you should be aware of. So again, we're going to tap on the settings button there, those three dots at the top right hand side.
Oh, we did all this.
And you'll notice at the top we have submenus. We have safety, control, camera, transmission, and about. The safety one's actually really important because here we can set a few things.
I'll dump that footage while we're here.
For example, our obstacle avoidance, we can set to bypass, brake, or off. If we have bypass, what's going to happen is if we're flying the drone and we come up to an obstacle, say a tree, the drone is going to try and find a safe route around the obstacle. It'll try and go around it or perhaps over it. If we select brake, if the drone encounters an obstacle such as a tree or a wall, it's just going to come to a complete stop. Or we can turn it right off. Now, as a beginner, I don't recommend turning it off, but sometimes that is necessary, especially if you're trying to fly really close to something. The obstacle avoidance.
You use the bypass
to prevent you from getting a shot you want to grab. So sometimes there are times where you need to disable it. For the most part, I always leave mine on bypass. Now there's other options in there, but the ones I do want to show you here is the return to home altitude. Now the Mini 5 Pro actually has a very advanced return to home, which I'm going to demonstrate when we go out flying. But you can set a return to home altitude if that's your preferred method. Myself, I would
just out of curiosity, folks, I just dumped that footage onto my desktop here. So I guess there's two files. And I don't know if it's going to have audio here. You don't have audio there because I guess, loop back. I'll just bring in some loop back. I'll just route this in loop back. So we are opening to, we are looking for QuickTime Player was off. Turn it back on. Nope, still not hearing it. Wait a second, QuickTime Player. All right. The image quality looks pretty nice though. Mute while capturing. Nope. The fuck's going on, man? No mic on a drone. Do I get a little bit of leeway there? That is that's a rookie mistake, right? You dickheads, you shouldn't have told me. You should have watched me faff around.
I wrote this script.
You could have got me so good. I really wonder how long it would have taken until I actually, because I'd forgotten that. They don't record audio. You guys, you missed a good chance to really, really mess with me. I would have taken that. I would have taken that and ran with it. I would have been like, let this guy suffer. He puts us through all this shit for so long. So there's no audio here, folks, because drones don't record audio. But the image does look pretty decent. Obviously, dear DJI, yeah. The fuck is this? No audio shit. Now, out of curiosity, I should have done this test because the ISO on this camera on my camera is 800 f2.8. The aperture on this drone is f1.4, was it, or 1.8? I think it's f4 1.4, right? Oh, it's not connected. But the ISO was 100, so we should have put it up to 800 and done the like for like comparison. We just get a little look at the gimbal. It's pretty smooth though, right? Let's see if I caught it in time. Oh, did you clip that? Nice. Thank you, Jim. So at least you were hearing this when I was doing this, right? You were hearing it live. I look oily. Is my nose oily? It's not. It's probably got sun cream on it though. So that's when we changed it down. So that was with the lights on, don't forget. That's with the lights off. Bingo, bango. Okay, so we don't need to see any more of that. The lights were off. So then the lights come back on. There's a clip there. All right, I'm going to grab that out in a second. We'll just watch this last one. There's 2 of these clipses. I guess there's no point, but this is the ISO cranked all the way up to the maximum. Full screen, Command F. Yep. Still no audio here, folks. So that's a bit grainy, but it's actually kind of smooth as well. Night modes are better. Yeah, we didn't even think about any of that stuff, did we? We just went directly in. That's funny. I wish you guys had played along with that. Let's see this clip that Jim made. Jimski. This is going to be funny. Do I get a little bit of leeway there? That is that's a rookie mistake, right? You dickheads, you shouldn't have told me. You should have watched me faff around.
I wrote this script.
You could have got me so good. I wonder, the sync is a bit out. I really wonder how long it would have taken until I actually, because I'd forgotten that. Is the sync out at my end? I don't record audio. Oh, you got a portrait? Dude, you guys, you got a portrait view of that. It did throw an error when I created it. Yeah, the sync is just a little out there, isn't it? But that's pretty rad. Look how rad this is. You can pump that out to the shorts feeds and stuff. I can download it. Do I get I could download that and clip it and correct the off sync with the. That's pretty cool. Thank you, Jim. That's funny, man. Like, you guys, yeah, you had a golden chance there to really mess with me. That's funny as. I like it. I love it. I'm going to just get rid of that. Or that Tabski's, not the clip, obviously. Get that back up there and we'll continue on. This is great, man. This is reality. Play.
Just leave it at 100 and let the drone manage it. But the other things you may want to adjust is the max altitude. For example, you may not want to fly higher than 40 or 50 meters your first couple of flights.
There's a law in Australia, 120 is the max, right? Max 120.
So you can adjust how high the drone will go. It's definitely a good idea. Make sure you don't have it set higher than the legal limit in which the country you're flying. Most countries are 400 feet. So it's a good idea to leave it at 120 meters or 400 feet.
The higher you fly, like, I don't know, like it doesn't, it's a weird thing. And I think most drone owners get to this point pretty quickly. As soon as you get it, you crank that up to 500, right? You go, I can go 500 meters, fuck yeah. And you do it. And then you realize that, well, just because I can go that high, I don't actually get a decent shot. Like, let's think about on land. Like, let's think about being on the, let's say you're in a desert or something and your friends are over there, I don't know, on a motorbike or something. You kind of want to get enough distance between you and them to get the beautiful shot of the desert and where they're going. You don't need to go way back to get that, right? Arguably, you need to be a certain range that's focally beautiful in terms of size of the motorbike, in the framing and the rule of thirds and all that kind of stuff. So the further back you go, the worse that's going to appear. Same with above. There's no reason to go that high because ultimately you're not going to see anything from there. I mean, you're going to see everything else, but you're not going to see the action that you're filming. So I find most drone owners crank it up, break the law. I think here in Australia it's capped at 120, but they crank it right up. And then after a while, they're like, I don't even need to do that. The one time or the couple of times I've done it, but the couple of times that I've done it where it has been useful is been where I've been somewhere and there's been low-lying cloud. Sometimes we get sea mist here and the cloud is just like sitting at a certain level off the ground. And what's really rad is you go above the cloud and then you come through the cloud and get into, and then all of a sudden, you know, you can come, you see it all dark and gloomy, you shoot up through the cloud and bam, you're above it and it's beautiful sunny. That's kind of the only time when it really, that's the only time when I've thought it's been helpful. And stronger winds, right, yeah. Or to escape birds if you need to get away from birdses. Yeah, for sure. So that's intriguing, that like, and definitely like, and that's why I say like sometimes when I hear about how gnarly CASA are with these rules, I just think like people, the novelty of drones is now worn off. Like these are, everyone, like you can get one of these, like this one's whatever, but you can get cheaper ones, smaller ones. The novelty of, I can't believe there's a camera flying around. There's cameras everywhere. There's drones everywhere. Everyone's got them. I think they should just say, okay, use them, enjoy them, use them. And in terms of safety at the beach, they're spotting sharks with these, right? Like that's great. We should be encouraging that. The red reflective tape can deter birds. Really? The color red on a drone? Why don't they make them all red then? That's interesting. I didn't know that was.
You can also set a distance limit. Right now I have mine set to no limit, but if you don't want to go, say, farther than 100 meters.
Yo, Thalen. Hello, Thalen. Over on Kick.
And if we keep scrolling
How you doing,
down
Thalen?
here, you can see we have the options of disabling that feature where it will automatically power on when unfolded. So we can turn off the feature where it powers on when it's unfolded and powers off when it's folded back up. So that's all going to boil down to personal preference. If we go over to control here, at the top you can see that's where we can change it from metric to imperial. We can increase the text size. A couple other things here is the stick mode. By default, it's going to be what's called mode 2. And essentially that's just how the drone moves depending on the input. That's standard for drones. That's what most people use. Some people who come from a background of gaming, sometimes it can feel a little awkward, a little backwards. So you can adjust it to a different mode that might make more sense to you. But for the most part, I would leave that alone at mode 2. And button customization, that's where we can go and set the C2 and C1 button. You can see mine right now, the C1 button recenters the gimbal, and the C2 button will put the camera into portrait and rotate it. And there's all different things in there we can set it to. We have different options at the top, control, camera, and other. So you can just go through that. There might be certain aspects that you think would make more sense. But one thing I do want to show you here is, as mentioned, this dial here will control the zoom level. However, if we press the C1 button there at the bottom, while we're pressing it, we turn that dial. You can see we can rotate the camera.
I saw that on mine.
One of the features of the Mini 5 Pro is not only can it film vertically,
that's pretty rad.
Get some creative shots just by rolling the camera.
Yeah.
So that's how you would do it. You would press and hold the C1 button
and
then use that dial. So we've taken a look at the hardware, the Fly app, kind of familiarized ourselves with the layout.
Are you heading off on the trip after your birthday was? Yes, but I'm going, I think, I have to double check the dates, but I'm going on, so I've got some things to do. So the Saturday, I think Saturday the 5th of September, I'm leaving here, but I'm going to be going and seeing, I'm going to do some stuff. And I think on either the Sunday or the Monday, I'll be at Greenie's, Lemon Tree Passage Distilling, and I'm not sure if I'll start that day or the next day. It'll be like Monday or Tuesday of that week where I start the stream and start the drive. But I'm going to go up and see a friend. I'm doing some stuff, and some of the stuff involves Newcastle. I got a friend. I want to go and see this guy. I told you guys about Terrible Happy Talks, this podcast that I'm right into. This guy Shannon, he runs it, and we've just been, I don't know, we're old school skateboarding friends. We don't know each other. We've never met, but I want to go and just hang out with him and just shoot the shit. I really love his podcast, and I want to meet him. And he helped me out back when I was going through the shit, and so I want to go and see him and then go up and see Greenie. And I got to give Greenie back all of his tapes that I digitized and grab some Lemon Tree Passage Distilling whiskey and vodka. But yeah, so I'll let you know exactly when it is, but yeah, it'll be around then sometime.
At this point, we're now going to go out for a quick test flight. All right, so now we're going to do a bit of a test flight, and I'm going to demonstrate a few things for you. You can notice I have the drone out there in front of me, and I have it on a landing pad. If you're brand new to drones, I highly recommend picking a landing pad up. They're fairly inexpensive. You can get them on Amazon, and you just never know the surface that you're going to be launching the drone from. Right now there's some grass out in front of me, and sometimes they can interfere with the propellers while you're trying to take off, or you might be taking off from wet, muddy ground, snow. So having a landing pad can be really important. Of course, you can always learn to hand launch and hand catch it, but as a beginner, it's not really something I do recommend. Now, for your very first flight, I would highly recommend finding a big open park.
Did they give you a landing pad? No.
Although the drone does have obstacle avoidance, you know, until you really get to know the behavior of the drone, how it maneuvers, it's a good idea to make sure there's not a lot of people around and a big open space. Where I'm flying right now might not be the ideal place for a first flight. The other thing you should make sure you research before you take your first flight are the drone regulations in the country in which you live. Every country has slightly different drone regulations, and it can be very important because you could end up with some pretty steep fines if you end up breaking one of the regulations. So with all that out of the way, I'm going to show you how to launch the drone. There's actually two ways in which we can do it. The first way is right on the screen there. That button that we talked about earlier, that's our takeoff button. That's kind of an automatic takeoff. And you can see when I touch it, we get this box popping
So auto
up.
means auto.
And what we have to do is just press and hold on that. A green circle will appear around it, and the drone will go ahead and launch.
Takeoff. Home point updated.
And as you can see, the drone is now hovering right in front of us, about a meter. Now at this point, you can see that that button has turned into a landing button. If we touch it, again, the drone will just go ahead and land.
Do you know what? I have never, ever, not once landed my drone like that. Never. I've always hand caught it because the P4 has those handles underneath it. I thought that's what it was for. So you bring it down above your head, you reach up and grab it, and then you do the two joggle sticks down and it shuts the engine off. That's how I've done it, including the first time. I've never, ever done it that way.
So when the drone's on the ground, that's a takeoff button. When it's up in the air, it becomes a land button. And actually it becomes two buttons. Because we were close to where we took off from, it only gave us the land option. But if we were out flying...
Hey, I've got to have a quick slash, but I want to keep this rolling. So I'll let it roll and I'll have a quick slash.
We were 100
right back
meters away, up in the air. It would actually give us two options. It'll give us the option to land, but it would also give us the option to come home. And we will be taking a look at that here coming up. Now, the other thing I do want to mention, I should maybe mention that first, is before you fly the drone, before you launch it, you want to make sure you have enough satellites. You can see right now I have 23 satellites. I'm connected to 23. It's kind of bouncing around there a little bit. You just want to have a good satellite lock. You want to have at least, I usually recommend at least 15. You'll know you have a good satellite lock because you'll get that notification that the home point has been set. And you can always double check your home point just by tapping on the map icon there. And if you have that big yellow H, that means there's a home point set. And you can also check from the compass. I'm going to swipe over here to bring up the compass. You can see there it's kind of hidden underneath, but there's a yellow H. That means we have a home point set.
One thing about the home point, does it automatically refresh the home point when you launch? Because that could be an issue when you launch from a vehicle that is then going to be moved from where you launched from. So if I launch it next to my vehicle and hop in and start driving, then the home point is actually where we started from, right? Yeah.
That satellite lock and a home point set.
The amount of tech in these things is ridiculous.
And that way, if you run into any troubles, the drone is going to automatically come back to where it took off from, but it needs to know where the home point is. Good satellite connection is also going to make the drone more stable up in the air. That's what helps hold it in position on windy
You can
days.
set different types of home points. Okay. So an updating home point to the controller, hopefully, that'd be pretty rad.
If it has a good satellite lock, it won't drift around in the wind. Now, so the second way to launch
like
it is
auto
by doing
update,
a series
right?
of stick commands.
And does the auto update link back to where the controller? Obviously, it would, right? There's nothing else for it to link to. Yeah.
What we're going to do is pull down, and we can either push in or pull to the side. So
one of the wettest we've ever seen from the standpoint of water.
Thank you, Netskis. How you doing, man?
Push the sticks in, Now you can see the motors started, but the drone hasn't taken off yet. In order to take off, we just have to push slightly up on the left stick.
Home point update.
And you can see there it's now hovering out in front of us. So again, we could land it just by using the button on the screen. However, when the drone is close to the ground hovering...
That's how I've always done my launch. The two toggle sticks to the end. Up you go. Is it rainproof? Light rain. I guess all drones are sort of similar to that, right? Like I've flown my P4 in sort of what I'd consider damaging rain, but I've returned it straight back home and stopped it. If you're up there in the cloud and it starts raining, you just bring it down. Like look, arguably you're not going to, what are you filming that needs to be filmed in the rain? I'm not shooting a film with a rain scene. I'm filming myself. So if it starts raining, pull it in. Yeah.
We can just pull down on the left stick.
Landing.
And again, that will make the drone land. So I'm going to put the drone back up again here.
Take off.
And a couple things I want to show you on the screen. As mentioned, the drone has obstacle avoidance, and we can tell that it's picking up obstacles because we get that yellow.
Michael Bay? Light Rain? Is that a song title that I should know? I feel like I'm missing something there.
Yellow at the top there, that kind of semicircle, and we have red at the bottom. Where there's red, that means we're very close to an obstacle. Where it's yellow, that means it's kind of close. If we were out in the open, there would be nothing there. We also get an audio beep. You can hear that beeping. That's again some audible warning that we're getting close to an obstacle. Now you'll notice if I switch it into sport mode, that beeping goes away because we've disabled the obstacle avoidance. And again, if you look at the obstacle avoidance icon at the top right-hand side, it is now red.
Yes.
If I put it back to normal, you can see it turns to white.
By the way, this is a 45-minute video, and I salute this gentleman because for 45 minutes, we've never seen his face, not once.
Stating that it is active, and we can tap on it, and it tells us that everything is normal. But you can see when I put it back into sport mode and we've disabled obstacle avoidance, we still get that semicircle at the top and bottom, signifying that there's obstacles. So that visual cue will always still be there. And again, down in the compass, you can see down in the bottom right-hand side, we also get notifications, little markers there that there's obstacles around us. Now, I highly recommend for your first couple flights, keep it in cine or normal mode, and that way you have full use of the obstacle avoidance. Take a look at some movements of the drone here. We have two sticks that we use to control the drone. And again, I'm going to be explaining this as we're in mode 2. There's different modes you can set for the movement of the sticks, but
so this is
simple. We're going to keep it in
up,
mode
down,
2.
Left, right.
So we'll start with the right stick here. Now we can do two movements.
He's angling the controller so he doesn't get doxed in the reflection. I kind of noticed that actually. Yeah, he's holding it kind of like that. Like if you were controlling it, you'd be looking at it like this. For sure, he's doing it so we don't see his face, for sure. I wonder if he's got a channel with 500,000 subs. He must be on camera, right?
With this stick, we can push forward and pull back. That's going to move the drone forward.
Netsky, can you plug a mic into the C port if you want to capture audio? That's interesting. So you could then have a mic here and you could...
Today I feel disabled.
Today I feel disabled. You could capture the audio from you talking. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. What are these screw holes in the back there for extra antennas?
Bring it back closer to us. So I'll just demonstrate that there. Hopefully you can see the drone. So I'm going to push forward. You can see the drone just move forward. Now I can pull back and the drone will move back. We can also go side to side, and that's going to move the drone from side to side. As you can see there.
The gimbal's rad, isn't it?
The drone goes left. Push to the right, the drone goes right. Now the left stick has two movements as well. That is going to be our altitude and rotating the drone. So to raise the drone or lower the drone, we're going to push up. You can see the drone is moving up. If I pull the stick down,
I bet he doesn't turn it all the way around facing him.
And how fast it does it is going to depend on a few different things. First of all, it's going to depend on what mode you're in there in the middle.
Oh!
But it also depends on how far you're pushing the stick. If we were to push it really fast all the way...
He got close to showing us then.
Different things. First of all, it's going to depend on what mode you're in there in the middle. But it also depends on how far you're pushing the stick. If we were to push it really fast all the way up, it's going to raise a lot faster.
He's naked.
It's kind of like an
Spoiler.
accelerator on a car.
He did it too quick.
The accelerator in, the faster the car will move. And
Do you know what? A naked drone pilot would be a bit of, at least it'd be an angle. No one else has thought about that. I'm the guy who flies my drone naked. Yeah, that gets ratings.
Goes with the drone. The other movement we can do is side to side, and as you can see, the drone is going to spin around and change its orientation. Now, once you get some experience under your belt and you've been flying for a little while, you'll be able to use both sticks at the same time.
Okay, so I know all this from flying my own drone, but I don't feel like Drones and Dongs podcast.
Initiate it because you want the drone to come back to you.
I guess I shouldn't be skipping shit, but I feel like I know how to fly a drone. I've flown a drone before.
So we'll put the drone up here. We'll get it up past these trees, and then we'll send it out over the field here.
Sport mode is good to get to where you want.
Now, return to home can work in a couple different ways. They have manual return to home. That's whereas if you manually initiate it because you want the drone to come back to you. But they also have a fail-safe return to home. So if for whatever reason you get disconnected from the controller, perhaps you've flown out too far, or there's some interference, or the battery died.
So wait, how is he capturing this image? He must be storing that on an SD card in the transceiver, in the remote, right? Yeah, true.
Is in the controller. The drone will automatically go into a return to home and come back and land. Now, if it's because you flew too far and you disconnected from the controller, chances are by the time...
Do you know what I'd rather, man? If I had the choice, I'd rather that this device has internal storage of 40 gig or whatever the thing is in the drone, and the drone doesn't, because that way you could automatically set it to constantly record to this 40 gig and it's like a dash cam. And if anything should go wrong, you could go and pull that footage. But the actual footage from the flight, you get it off your card. I'd rather it always, I don't know, I feel like that's a bit of a fail. I might throw a card in here and just automatically record to it just in case, right? It's like a backup sort of thing.
Gets back to you and it's come within range, it will automatically reconnect again and you'll have full control.
Because at some point, if this drone fell out of the sky and the beeping and the battery went flat and you couldn't go and find it, on the remote, you will have the footage from the drone's point of view. So you'll be able to at least narrow it down. Yo, over on Pilled, Just Mock. Hello, Gives. How you doing, man? I've got a 256 gig card in my remote. I'm putting one in mine. I'm putting my old 32 gig in there. Yeah, for sure.
So to manually initiate the return to home, there's two ways we can do it.
And and by the way, does it always record to that card and you have to reformat it? It's not like a cache buffer that keeps overriding itself, is it?
This button here on the controller, press and hold, and that will start a return to home. Or we can use that landing button. As I mentioned, if we tap on it, you can see it now gives us two options.
Go land now.
Land and return to home. If we press land, it's going to land right where it is, which of course we don't want that. So I am going to press return to home.
Press and hold.
And the drone is going to turn around and come back to us.
Greatest feature. Oh, wow.
Out of the way of the landing pad here so it can come in.
It gives
and
it
land.
That's a new little
and
feature.
You're going to notice that green line on the screen. That's essentially...
just chimed in, but I can tell you, watch out buying a drone. A lot of scams and a lot of bullshit videos. You are too slow. Too slow. The latency on Pilled. I already bought it. It's also then nice and easy just to turn the controller on if you want to show someone's video. Yeah, true.
Giving you a virtual route that the drone is going to take. It's a good idea if you're doing a return to home, always keep an eye on it because, things happen. At any time, you can press that red X at the side of the screen or the pause button there at the top.
What brand? DJI Phantom
return to home, and the drone will just come to a stop.
No, DJI Mini Pro 5.
So always keep an eye on it while it's doing a return to home. And the drone is right above us now.
Dude, it's navigating those trees pretty well.
You can see it.
Oh, wait, we saw him. We saw him in the footage.
see it coming in.
He's not hiding himself. It's just coincidence. There he is.
It's right up there.
He changed it though.
And there we go. You can see it pretty well landed exactly where it took off from.
And there we go.
That's really important because that helps get rid of some of the flight anxiety you may have as a new pilot.
Nice footage on that drone. Yeah, the DJI's always made good products. I think you can't go wrong with the DJI drone. Like I said at the very beginning of this stream, I've owned a Phantom 4. This feels flimsy and light and maybe not great quality, but the tech has advanced so far that this is rad, and it's small, light, and it feels a bit flimsy, but it's so slick. DJI is an okay brand. Yeah. It can backtrack. Yeah.
The drone will always come back to where it took off from. Even if you lose control, you've lost it up in the sky, you've been disconnected, the drone will always come back to you.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a big ass beach towel, like a bigger than big one, and that's going to be my takeoff and my landing point for when I'm surfing. And it's got to be big so it doesn't kick up sand, basically.
It's obstacle avoidance, and the way it builds a real-time map on its outbound flight. It will even be able to navigate complex environments like this.
Pretty rad.
Now at this point, you're just going to have to get out and fly, practice your maneuvers, get a good feel of how the drone behaves when you're moving the sticks. You'll eventually get that, what they call muscle memory. So you'll just know which way to move the sticks. It'll just come naturally. So that was just some basic operations of the drone just to get you up and flying. Now, a couple other things I want to go over here before we end this video. Now, in that video, we took a quick look at return to home if we've manually initiated it. But as mentioned, the drone will also come home if it gets disconnected.
Autel makes some best drones. Expensive though, but worth the dollars. One-way beach town, right?
The third way it will actually come home, which we didn't take a look at in the demonstration, is low battery return to home.
Yeah, nice. Low battery return to home. As mentioned,
at the top, you're going to have that.
That's what I'm going to need, low battery return to home. I'm going to be out there surfing, and I'm just going to be seeing the drone follow me around, and then all of a sudden, it's going to be like, oh, it's gone. Must have got flat battery. And I watch it go back and land. If you want to fly over 45 minutes, look into agricultural drones. Well, I guess you're also late to that. This has a, 58-minute flight time? 58. Bam!
Battery indicator showing you how much power there is. And when you tap on it, it's going to give you an estimation of when the drone is going to automatically return to home because the battery is getting too low. The drone is constantly going to be adjusting the battery information, and it's going to determine, based on how far away you are, how much power it thinks it needs to get back. So you might be out flying around, and then you're going to get a notification that the drone is going to automatically return to home due to low battery power. Now, the last thing I want to go over here with you are changing the props. If you happen to nick a tree branch or something and you damage one of the props and that needs to be changed, there's actually two props.
58 minutes in stable conditions. I like DJI products. I had a drone but sold it to someone. Yeah. That's a huge step up from 18 minutes on the Phantom 4 I had.
With the kits, there's a B prop and an A prop. You can see it's labeled B, it's in blue, and A here is in white. But more importantly, what you're going to notice is that if you look at the props, this prop here has gray printing on the top. This one here has orange.
Does?
And you'll notice diagonally they're the same.
Oh, yeah.
So these two here are orange. Ththese two
I did not notice
gray.
that before.
And that's because these two props, diagonal to each other, are the exact same. And again, these ones here are the exact same.
Yeah, 18 minutes is not worth owning a drone. That was what they were back. Like I've had that P4 since like the beginning of my channel, so 10 years ago. But that was good at the time. They've made some really, really good upgrades in those years, in those 10 years or so. I've never changed props. They last ages. I mean, unless you hit something, right? Unless you clip something, yeah. Yeah.
You just want to make sure you match up the color. So you can see there, I don't know if you can see that
pretty slick
through the plastic, but this one here has orange on it. It's the A prop. This one here has gray on it. It's the B prop. So if you have to change a gray one, what you're going to do is just press down and you're going to twist it clockwise, and that's going to release it.
Okay.
You just have 3 little clips on it. Then you're just going to take an undamaged prop. You're just going to line it up. It doesn't matter which hole each of those little tabs
fill the hole.
They're all the same. But this time we're going to press down and go counterclockwise, and it will lock in. And it's a good idea just to double check to make sure they're in there nice and firm. And the other thing you'll notice on the motor, there's an orange ring right at the top there. So again, that color ring will help you match up to the proper propeller. So that's basically it for this video. Now, I am working on a video that I'm going to have uploaded in about a week or two. Essentially, we're going to go over all the things you need to know to transfer the content from the drone over to a smartphone or tablet or your computer. There's several different ways in which we can do it. We can plug the drone in directly, we can pull the memory card out, or we can use the DJI Fly app. So if you are brand new to the Mini 5 Pro, this is your first drone, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss that.
It might be better
video.
to just plug the
And
drone
we'll have
directly
other
in.
Tutorial videos and demonstration videos.
You agricultural drones cost $3 or $4. So my specific requirement with this drone was it needs to be super small and easy to launch and quick and nimble, so I can use it while I'm road tripping. And I had the P4 and I never used it because of how cumbersome it was to get going. This thing is so small, so tiny. It's just all kinds of beautiful. There's 3 batteries there, 58-minute flight time. The controller is slick. I mean, I'm chuffed. And I don't need agricultural drones. I don't need all that stuff, but I know that they're out there. The next thing I'm going to do, and I'll do it on my own, is to investigate active track, because that's probably the thing that I'm going to use the most of, setting up the tracking of GoVan and the tracking of me surfing. I'm not so confident in the surfing because, and this is using 10-year-old technology, but I remember active track, when I tested it for surfing, the second you duck dive, the thing loses you. I believe because it uses contrast-based algorithms. So it's, you got a black wetsuit on and you're paddling through, blue water and then the white water, and you duck dive underneath it. It loses you, and it never found me again. I'm hoping that they've fixed that, or at least made it better. But at this stage, I haven't bought my drone for surfing. That's a side product. I'll use it for that because why not? But I did buy it for the road trip and for other usages as well, but mainly the road trip in the upcoming future. But hey, thanks everyone for hanging out here on the stream. I appreciate all of you guys. It's been a great time here. I'm so stoked on my chat overlay working, and there's some things that need to be done. But yeah, I appreciate Jim, and I appreciate Corey also dropping me DMs. I'll check them all out later. I'll get those badges working. And then from there, I'll pull in all the other platforms as well. We've got Blaze running right now. Actually, I'll just double check that hasn't collapsed during this stream. But if I throw a chat message in the arena here, it should pop up. The arena. Yeah, there it is. And if I do one in the other site was Blaze. Yeah, Blaze. Here, I just want to make sure those are still working. Yeah, they're still good. Yeah, so there's no dramas there. Oh, and YouTube. We didn't see any YouTube chats, but I'm just going to pop one up and just... YouTube comes in later. Here comes one on YouTube. Remind me, and you have a connection in music production. Yeah, man. Yeah. There's the YouTube chat, and obviously Pildworks. We didn't see a Beam chat. Here comes a Beam chat. This is Beam. Beam comes up nicely. Beam also has some pretty cool stickers. Check these out. I don't mind these. Where is the global? I like, what am I looking? Where else should we go? I don't mind these. These are kind of cool. These big ones, kind of cool. But my chosen home is Valora, and Valora has all the goods, including lovely big raid emotes like this, lovely, beautiful, colored, populated highlights. You can attract my attention by saying the word penis, and you can give it a nice outline. You don't have to say penis. You can say whatever you want. This is rad on Valora, and I appreciate everyone who's using Valora. And Daily Mock, I am going to give you the link here. Just Mock, Daily Mock, whatever you choose to handle yourself as. Peanuts was Peanuts. Here is a link. I'm going to grab this out. I'm going to grab this out for you, dude. I want you to grab this. You're on Pilled, right? I'm going to put this in the Pilled chat. Daily Mock or Just Mock. In the Pilled chat, that is a link right now for you to come on over and grab your handle on Valora. I won't join Valora. Okay, let me rephrase. You don't have to use it, but if you don't get Just Mock, someone else will. And so when you do want it, you won't be able to get it, is my point. The owner is not someone I will ever give my info to. Okay? But Pilled is fine. And either way, I'm just saying, if you want your handle, you might nab it now while it's available. It won't be there forever. I'm Daily Mock News. You're called Just what? Okay, so why are you Just Mock on Pilled? Why aren't you Daily Mock News on Pilled? Did someone else take that? That's what I'm saying. Pilled has zero connections to the deep state. Okay. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me, folks. I'm out. See you guys in the flip side sometime soon. Thanks for hanging out with me on the stream. Appreciate you all. Enjoy your weekends doing what you do. Have a great time.
Started out on live, man, that was a play. Streaming every night, building up the sway. But as the site faded, had to
hell yeah.
Way. Now I'm hopping platforms,
hopping platforms.
Got my crew behind me, yeah, we call them givers. Chilling IRL, catching all the rivers.
See ya.
Talking in the chat, bringing lost to the grind. Talking crypto games while we sit and jack fine.
GivesAMinute, yeah, we take our time.
Living in the moment,
life's a subtle ride.
From the land down under,
streaming through the night.